Yes, I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, The Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
And you're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live on this beautiful Wildin' Out Wednesday right here on Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show. I am your host, none other than me, Stephen Daniels. Stephen Daniels. Stephen D at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. You can also follow Miami Sports Music on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Miami Sports Music, as well as at MIA Sports Music as well. Hey, make sure when you come on in, you give the video a big thumbs up. Can't do it without you. So, yeah, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. That's a big deal. Also, hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed already. Look, my goal for you is, if you can, try to share this channel with 10 other people today. Whether that be your brother, your sister, your mother, your cousins, I don't care. We need to get the subscriptions up, and we need your help in growing the subscriptions. So share the page of Miami Sports Music. Can't do it without you. Matter of fact, here's what I will do. I will open the link here, copy and paste, put it in the chat for you. And what you guys want to do is just share this link with people and tell them you don't have to watch. Just subscribe to the channel. That's it. That's all you got to do. Subscribe to the channel. It's in the chat over here. Make sure you guys do that. It's youtube.com/C for channel /Miami Sports Music, all one word. Okay? Make sure you all do that. Big deal if you guys do that. Okay? Also, hey, look, if you want to sign up and become a member today, there are plenty of seats at the table for you. We would love to see you sign up, become part of the family, as I put it in my Vin Diesel voice. Sign up today, become part of the family. There's a lot of beautiful people here, and would love to see you become part of the family. Sit at the table. There's plenty of seats. Also, hey, look, if you want to donate to the channel and help the channel grow by donating, there's a lot of different ways you guys can do that. You guys can donate through the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ down at the bottom of the chat. You guys can also use Cash App, which is $MSM Podcast Network. You can use this QR code right here, or you can use PayPal, which is MSM Podcast Network too. Want to remind you all, our weekly giveaway, if you donate in increments of $5, courtesy of ZSM Sports, that we do every Friday, is the Blitz Boys 8x10 autographed Javon Holland and Brandon Jones out of our secondary. Bunch of great guys. Love them both. And love ZSM Sports. Great sponsor of the show. Our main sponsor of the show is Tail Greeter. Make sure you guys go check them out. Download the app on your current Apple or Android device today. Clock Blockers presented by Tail Greeter. They're absolutely amazing. Make sure you go follow them on all social media too, at TAILGREETER. Hey, last night, if you missed it, we had a great panel last night on the channel. Say that 5 times fast. Hashtag Dolphin Chat, the ladies of Dolphin Nation. Want to give a big shout out to Ashley, Allie, Nonis, Jolie, and Pamela, Miss Fins, 305 Sports Babe, Dolph Freaky. They were amazing. It was such a fun show. Such a fun show. And if you didn't get a chance to check it out, please go do that and rewatch it. It was a lot of fun. We talked about everything from, how they became fans to growing up being a fan, being a lady in a male-dominated sport. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. All right, let's kind of get the rundown. We got pretty much everything else out of the way. Last night in the world of Miami sports, if you guys were looking, I know I was the whole time. I didn't get a chance to watch the game because I was doing the show all night last night. But Washington Capitals beat our Florida Panthers 4-2 in the first game of the first round of the NHL playoffs. I don't know about you, but that was very disappointing. We were up 2-1 in the second intermission. The second intermission, third period comes about. We end up losing the game 4-2 to the Capitals. They scored 3 goals in the third period. I don't exactly know what happened last night. I just know it wasn't cool, and it was disappointing to say the least. The other thing that also happened last night was the Marlins. And if you watched Friday night's game, they were down 5-0 going into the 7th inning. And the funny part, I say the funny part, but the weird part about that is same thing all over again happened last night. They were up they were down 5-0 going into the 7th inning. They ended up losing last night's game the same way they lost Friday night's game 5-4. Starting pitching, isn't able to really hold it through the first 5 innings, but they come back. Bullpen does a great job. We just don't get enough runs in the latter part of the innings to be able to do anything. Friday night, I questioned Don Mattingly not pinch hitting Joey Wendell for either Stallings or for the number 2 slot, which is usually Aguilar. So I was very surprised. I didn't watch the game last night. I just know that the results were the same as Friday night. But there is one more game in the series, which will be today at 12:40. So there'll be an afternoon game. So if you want to watch some afternoon baseball, Arizona Diamondbacks, Miami Marlins, 12:40, and it should be a good game. So hopefully Marlins can steal 1 out of the 3. It sucks they didn't win the series, but all is not lost. And then obviously tonight, the Miami Heat game 2 is tonight down in Miami. Sixers, Heat, should be a good one. I know last night, as far as NBA is concerned, there was a lot of good games last night. Ja Morant is slowly becoming a fan favorite within the league. That Golden State series is absolutely brutal. It's a really good one. A lot of fun all around sports right now. We just had the NFL draft. The schedule release is starting to slowly come out. They released the international games. We'll talk a little bit about that this morning. But I do have a special guest to come on for about 10 or 15 minutes to hang out with us. He is live from New York City, and he's hanging out with us in his hotel room, I believe. Mr. Cameron 954. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Yeah, I'm in New York City, and I got about 15 minutes, 10 minutes here. I got to check out and hit the road. Got to work this morning.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, man. It's crazy, up here getting a different taste of the media and everything. Obviously, everything's dominated by New York sports, but watching that Panthers game last night, it was hard to watch, right? Like that third period, it seemed like Washington was the
dominant team,
the more physical team, the team that was skating higher and getting harder and getting to the puck quicker and faster. And it felt like, Washington was playing the Panthers type of game and beating them at it. So that was interesting to watch last night.
One of the things I was watching 2 nights ago was the Panthers, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Toronto Maple Leafs game 1 of their series, and the Maple Leafs killed the Lightning. And I was saying to myself, I was like, man, this doesn't really look like the regular season. Playoff hockey is totally different, right? It's got that totally different feel to it. So I don't know if that's first game jitters, because now I want to say that for the Panthers, right? I want to be like, all right, first game jitters out, out of the way. Capitals come in, they were ready to play. Maybe the Panthers overlooked Washington, maybe?
No, I think, you're right in saying that playoff hockey is different. Every team who are in the playoffs will legitimately deserve to be in the playoffs. But Washington played, Florida well all year. So I wasn't surprised. I think it'll be a hard series, and it was a tough matchup, for a first round series for the Panthers. Getting to Toronto might be just as good as the Panthers and Tampa Bay. And it didn't surprise me that they beat them. It surprised me that they shut them out, which was crazy. But Toronto, is a really good team, but we just don't hear or see of them because they're in Canada,
Well, speaking of New York, last night at Madison Square Garden, crazy game, triple overtime for the Penguins and Rangers. Penguins squeak one out in the triple overtime. And I say squeak one out, but it was a lot of fun, right?
Oh, hold on. I guess I got to put on a hat for Shake Money. Von Joe, you're crazy. There you go. There you go. There you go. Anyway, yeah, it was crazy. And I think there was a late goal that would have won it for the Rangers that got waved off because of interference, which was crazy. And then it went another 2 overtimes, and Pittsburgh stuck one in there, man. It was pretty crazy. But listen, New York is vibing on the Yankees and the Mets, and for good right. Like Yankees, I think it was 11 straight last night. You got Judge and Stanton both hitting bombs, playing defense. Like they look good. And I hate to say that, and I even hate to say it more about the Mets, but the Mets are really good. And
Mets had a doubleheader yesterday.
Yeah.
With the Braves, and won both games. They won the game 1 5-4, and then they won the second game 3-0. Mets arguably the best team in all of Major League Baseball right now. Are you putting on the hat? Don't be self-conscious about the hat. Forget those people in the chat.
1, 2, 3, 4 F's. I'm trying to not disrupt his morning.
You know what? Hey, we all have no hair. Okay? Don't look.
At least I'm tan.
That's true. I'm not even tan. And then, as far as the Yankees are concerned, they keep on winning. There's no stopping. I want it. The Marlins had won up until this past series with the Diamondbacks, had won 3 straight series, maybe 4.
Yeah, they won 7 in a row, and now have lost 3 in a row. But that's the Marlins, the Arizona is a 500 team. The Marlins are a 500 team. So, the Marlins and Arizona, in my recollection, have always played the Marlins tough and beaten them at home quite a bit.
They have.
So it is what it is. Baseball's funny.
Baseball's funny, and it's not a race. It's a marathon. It's about getting through. And as I was saying earlier this week, I said Miami, the Marlins, all they need to do, just win 2 of 3. Just win every 2 of 3.
They're a much better team, and they still aren't hitting consistently like you'd like to see, especially Avi Garcia. Did you watch
Friday night's game? Did you watch Friday night's game?
I watched highlights of it. I think I caught the last 2 innings. But
I have to admit, Mattingly's been making some questionable decisions within the team that really bother me.
He plays analytics, right? Righty-lefty matchups, percentages, and it is what it is. That Mattingly's been doing it all, his whole tenure here. But I will say this: the team, Jazz Chisholm is a superstar. He needs to be playing every game.
Every game
that's against righties or lefties. He needs to be leading off or batting second because that guy's an igniter. And shake money, man. Ain't no court appearance, man. I'm up here selling wine. Come on. But the Avi Garcia thing is really puzzling. He's having difficulty adjusting and getting into his groove. So, once he starts hitting, you've seen Soler start hitting. But the thing I like about the Panthers or about the Marlins is, they've come back both these games and had chances to win. In Friday night's game, they had bases loaded twice, and didn't score. And then last night they had the tying run on base and Jazz up. You had your best player in a position to produce, and that's baseball. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
All right, let's go to the NBA playoffs. The Miami Heat, obviously, playing really good in Game 1. This Grizzlies Warriors matchup, absolutely insane. That series is tied at 1 apiece. Draymond Green getting kicked out in Game 1, then getting eyes bloodied in Game 2. That's a crazy series. Celtics, they won up. I have to admit, the second round of the playoffs in the NBA is so much better than the first.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like the first round matchups, and you get the playing games, with the teams that are barely 500. If so, to get into the playoffs, New Orleans was probably the best team out of that group to win in the playoff games, but they got bounced easy. But Ja Morant is a superstar, man. Watching him,
so fun to watch.
Because he doesn't have really a lot around him, and he's winning. He's clearly the best player on the whole court.
Oh yeah,
including Steph Curry.
I'm so glad you said that, because I feel like if anybody else makes a statement like that, they're like, "Come on, better than Steph." No, I think Ja Morant right now. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to say it: best player in the NBA. Best player in the NBA.
Steven, it's hard to argue with that. at least in these playoffs right now, there's no one playing better.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. Now, one of the other things, Dallas, Phoenix Suns struggling against New Orleans in that first series, right? They win last night, 121-114. Do you think Dallas puts up more of a fight later on in this round, or do you think Phoenix wins this handedly?
No, Phoenix wins it handily. I think it's just too much. It's Doncic and everybody else around.
Why did New Orleans put up a fight with them?
New Orleans matches up well with them, and honestly, I think New Orleans has got better talent than Dallas. Ingram for New Orleans. When that team gets Zion Williamson back, they're going to be tough to deal with.
Did you see what Zion said yesterday?
Uh-uh.
So Zion came out and said that the doctors cleared him to play in that series, but he didn't feel comfortable what was going to come back for a game 7 if there was a game 7. The doctors cleared him. He didn't feel comfortable, wasn't ready to quite come back yet, even though the doctors cleared him, but said he would have came back if there was a game 7.
That's puzzling, man.
What? Like, if I'm a fan of New Orleans, you know how mad I would be hearing that?
There's got to be more to that story, man, right? Like, did the team tell him to sit out? Like, was there chemistry issues? Like,
he was cleared to play. The team gave him clearance to play. He didn't feel comfortable playing.
Wow.
He did not feel comfortable.
That's something to look after because, there's questions down there when Zion does come back because it's clearly Ingram's team.
Yeah.
Right. And then they have some really good. The point guard that came over from the Clippers is really good, and Zion's going to, want to dominate that ball. So who knows? Maybe there's more to that story during the offseason. Yeah,
So
let's give a shout out to Tyler Hero for 6th Man of the Year.
That's what was literally where I was going to next. Miami Heat game 1, Kyle Lowry sitting out, and that's more of a team decision, holding him back from himself. And then Tyler Hero coming off the bench, 6th Man of the Year, just like you said. The kid looks good. The kid, he was the difference maker in game 1, no doubt about that, right?
And you know what? And there was I was listening to ESPN, some national commentary. They really like, the Heat's depth because at any point in time, they have 4 or 5 guys could take over that game and win the game for you. Tyler Hero, Butler, Bam, Lowry can all take over the game.
I know. And then Kyle wouldn't even play last night or the night before. And, look, game 2 is tonight. Kyle should be playing tonight. I don't
think he is.
He's not. They're sitting him out again?
Yeah, I think he's out tonight.
Well, if they're sitting him out again, that, look, here's the thing. Doc Rivers is smart enough to game plan now, right? Like, he's going to take the notes from game 1. He's going to shift. He's one of the smartest head coaches in the history of the NBA. And Philly has the talent. They do. I'm not saying that they don't. But, I'll be honest with you. I think it's the Heat in 5.
Well, Joel Embiid, if he comes back, in game 3, then that's the equalizer, right? I really think the Heat caught a big break with Embiid out because Embiid destroys Bam. Like Bam doesn't match up with Embiid. It's probably the only player in the NBA you could say that Bam doesn't match up well against is Joel Embiid because of his versatility outside, inside, his quickness, for someone who's 7 foot.
I would go as far to say if Embiid's not playing, he's not playing tonight. If he comes back for game 3, this is an important game for Philly because if Philly can steal one in Miami and then get Embiid back in game 3, that gives them the upper edge for the next 2 games.
100%. So we're not out of the woods yet here with Philly, for sure.
Not at all. But I think tonight's a very important game. We'll have to see how it is. All right, real quick, just a little bit of NFL Dolphins talk. What are your thoughts about the draft and the players that we got? What are your thoughts about all that?
So obviously we talked about the draft last week, but I was really interested in a couple of undrafted free agent signings they made. The right tackle, I think his name is Deesh from Arizona State, and then there was a running back who's a stud, and is he from South Carolina, right?
Yep, the running back from South Carolina.
So those guys, have legitimate chances to make the squad. I think if they prove themselves during the OTAs and the camp here coming up. But by and large, the roster is so much better, right? The free agency signings, the kid from Georgia, I think has a
You
chance.
like Channing Tindall? You think he starts? Do you think he starts right away or makes a big impact right away?
I think he makes an impact. I don't know about starting, but he'll definitely get the opportunity to get a lot of snaps. I mean, the guy is electric. He's coming off a pretty bad, I think it was an ankle injury. Mm-hmm. He played the last 8 games and then the bowl game, and he was a difference maker in that bowl game against Alabama. And if you snoop around and look at all the scouting reports, there's a lot of coaches that comment that he may have been the best player on that defense if he were healthy.
No, look, you're 100% right. I think the other thing that I find interesting as well is getting Eric Eazy-E in the 4th round from Texas Tech. What do you think about him and that draft pick? Because a lot of people are surprised. Some of the fan base doesn't like the pick. I was not being where I would have went, but to be perfectly honest with you, I love the guy and I love him. I think the kid's going to be good.
Well, it's competition for Preston Williams. I think that's how you look at it. They'll be fighting for a 4th wide receiver spot in the wide receiver room, or a special team spot. I think, I'd be very surprised if that wide receiver gets any significant snaps during the regular season, but who knows? That's what camp is for.
That is what camp is for. So, all right, you play golf. I have to bring this up because this is a story that's through Dolphin's Twitter, as well as Big O. On Big O's show yesterday, I guess he had Omar Kelly on. And Omar Kelly reported on his show that Tua supposedly, allegedly, with Cameron, I don't think I think the other Cameron Wolf, supposedly, was playing a round of golf on a game day. Do you care? Do you is this a big thing for you? What are your thoughts about this?
I did not hear it. I did not hear that, and I'm not a big Omar Kelly fan or whatever. Listen, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Like, if you understand golf, you understand it's somewhere to clear your mind. If that's the way he's using it, he loves the game, and I don't mind that he plays around the golf allegedly. If that were the case, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, listen, you got guys that do a bunch of things, prior to game day. I think golfing is the least egregious thing some guys do prior to game day.
It's so funny that this is even a story or trying to be a story. Look, I don't want to say any negative or positive thing one way or the other about Omar Kelly. What I find interesting is that
haters gonna hate.
This is a very interesting topic to bring up on May the 4th. By the way, May the 4th be with you.
Man, I'm not all about that Star
Wars. Look, I think it's interesting that this is the conversation that people want to have. They want to try. I don't get it. I feel like you're trying to literally pin any negative thing that you can on this man at this point.
That's That's where Omar Kelly has what he has become. He's kind of like the media villain now, and I think he thrives on it. And
but it's not just him. I don't want to throw just him.
Yeah, but I think he's the one that really has the most followers and the most audience, whether it's through the Sun Sentinel or his radio shows or his podcast or his YouTube channel, that, he's always seems to be negative. He tweeted out on Thursday, I can't wait to see, this revamped Tua and to see his new zip, kind of with sarcasm and then a bunch of smiley face.
And then to come out with the thing on Big O show yesterday, you're trying to, slander in any way, shape, or form, I guess, at that point, right? That's your view on it.
Yeah, I think he's just Mr. Negativity, and he addresses the Tua subject and whatever surrounds Tua with negativity first, and that's his MO.
Omar, you are more than welcome to come on the show and defend these allegations that Cameron are putting on you. I don't necessarily feel that way, but I do find it very interesting, and I think the conversation needs to be had of why do we care if Tua's golfing whenever he's golfing.
Dude, if he comes out, and people fail to realize, like, if he was golfing on game day, did we win? Like, does it matter? Like, if he won, does it matter? If he lost, does it matter? If it's his own life, that's what he wants to do prior to a game to get ready for a game, I'm all for it. I don't care. And Von Joe, you're crazy, man. Stop. You must have hit your head with a dumbbell. You think I'm a Jets fan. You drop the dumbbell on your head. Anyway, I got to roll, Steven.
Hey, look, Cameron, I appreciate you coming on this morning. Thank you for coming on live from New York City.
New York City. I'll be back in the 954 tonight, and I'll see you Friday morning.
Hey, happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday. For those of you who don't know, Cameron's birthday, he turned 25 on Sunday.
Times 2.5.
You look 25 to me, man. You're a handsome man. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And I don't want you to wear a hat at all today. Don't be self-conscious about your hat.
I'm not wearing a hat today. I'm not self-conscious. See you, man. Take care.
I love you, brother. Be good. Bye. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clap Blockers. I am Stephen D. Cameron 954. Gotta love him. He's awesome. Look, the whole situation. I love everything when it comes to the Dolphins. I run a show. I run a daily morning show where my #1 priority is talking Dolphins. Now, I talk Heat, I talk Panthers, I talk baseball, I talk basketball. Heck, I even talk NASCAR, okay? It is tough. It is very tough to find a talking point sometimes, especially in the offseason, right? Because you tend to, A, talk about the same exact things. B, you tend to bring up, stories that I don't want to say have no merit, but what are we going to talk about on May the 4th? We've already been over all the draft picks, the undrafted free agents. We didn't have a lot to begin with. Right? We've already discussed, overblown, what is McDaniel going to do with this offense, the players he's going to bring in. Free agency's pretty much almost done. There might be 1 or 2 more players that we sign. Great when that happens. What else is there to talk about? So I get sometimes, let's talk about something that we're going to blow up and make a bigger story out of because it's May the 4th. Rather than if this story was happening on September the 4th, it probably is not as big of a story of him playing golf. But we're going to talk about it because there's nothing else to talk about. I don't understand it. Let that man live. Let that man play. If that's the story that you want to go with, so be it. But I also think you can't get mad if people are like, come on, we're really talking about him playing golf. And it always comes back to Tua, which is the other problem. But I will admit that if you win, winning cures all. Winning cures all, by all means. So you want to stop having stupid conversations like that? Win. And I get we can't do anything till September. I don't, and Whack Jones, I would say that's not true, right? Like, I don't, this fan base hasn't given up on winning. The quarterback playing golf, in my opinion, has no has no bearing in my eyes. People are going to disagree with me. That's fine. But we've talked about this before. There's no other news story. So let's talk about, oh my God, he played on a game day. Totally different thing. I think it's overblown story. That's my opinion of it. Are we going to talk about it? Of course we are. Because there's nothing else to talk about. There's literally nothing else to talk about. I want to see the Dolphins make some other decisions in free agency. I think J.C. Tretter's a guy I would love to go after. I've said that before, right? it'll be very interesting to see what happens with the Dolphins moving forward. And as far as news cycles go and what gets reported and what gets reported on, that's always interesting too, because you see what is reported, at certain times. Miss Finn's basically, Vonjo says, nah, Steven, playing golf before the game is unacceptable, especially when it comes to that. He doesn't know how to break down and diagnose film, and that's why he can't learn from it. See, so what's going to happen is we're going to sit here and talk about for 2 hours again why Tua struggles at quarterback, and it's going to come to because he plays golf and doesn't spend enough time on film breakdown. Do you know how silly that argument is? It's silly. I'm sorry, it's silly. It's a silly argument. I don't get it. It's perplexing at minimum. Flip side, Stephen D, have you ever did anything better than anyone? How many hours of practice did it take? You don't become the best by spending time to improve your skills doing something unrelated. I get I'm probably not gonna be in the pros here. All right, so you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll open up the lines for y'all to make your points. Come on, Vonjo, whoever, come on and make your points. He puts in the work, in my opinion. He's gotten better significantly, and I think it'll be shown this year too. Let that man live. Before a game, Stephen D, come on. You should be making final prep work before a game. Now, I play golf. I do know what it is when it comes to a hip rotation because it's where you get your most torque. It's not he doesn't spend enough time. He simply doesn't know how to. He's been able to do so. He has been able to do so when in college. I don't care if he golfs, but before a game, it is not cool if he's only thrown 200 yards. Steven, will you finally admit that the Debo talk was delusional? I don't think it was delusional. I think it was legit. I think we legit thought about it. I think the fourth rounder we got shows that we thought about it. We had a chance to get a very raw, unique talent in the fourth round, and now it's not going to happen now. That much I know. How about that? I'll give you that. Zizou. Some need a sense of relaxation before a game. Some sleep, some watch movies, etc. No big deal. Move on. Yeah, so what about a guy who takes a nap before the game? But what about a guy who watches, a movie before the game? What about a guy who works out before a game? This guy just happens to go play a round of golf. And he did it at minimum one time. I put in the link to the chat for you to come on. I'm interested in hearing what y'all have to say. I'm going to wait till 3 or 4 of you get into the back room before I bring all you on, because I want to give everybody a chance to get on the panel. Does he know his job and how to perform it properly? Matt Cole says, no biggie unless it's Tua. Jose says, I honestly think this fan base is ridiculous. They call him soft, but yet they're the ones bitching and crying about him playing golf. I can neither confirm nor deny that might be true, Jose. Now all of a sudden, everyone in the chat knows what Tua is doing because of a report. By the way, yeah, this is all allegedly too. We don't know if this is true. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, but we don't know if it's true. At minimum, what, you a used car salesman now? I'm calling it like I see it. I'm definitely not soft. Oh, please. Epps, don't get caught up with the people in the chat. God Soldier says, I'm a Tua supporter, but he's leaving doors open for the haters. So do you blame that on him? Do you blame that on him? Come on to the chat, guys. I want to hear from you. Von Joe, want to hear from you. Like you said, if you were used to mediocrity, you would know we're a big family and we're used to winning. The conversation will change. Doesn't matter what he does. If the new was he naps before the games, it would still be a big deal. See, that's what I'm thinking, Matt. I feel like if he said he was napping before a game, it would just be as big of a deal. I think playing golf things are relevant. I think playing golf is irrelevant, Bonjo.
Hey, Steven, how you doing, brother?
No. This is a silly conversation.
No, it's not. I'm going to break it down for you why it's not.
It's a silly conversation.
Can we speak about it? And by the way, I apologize for my background in advance. The knocking you hearing, they're working on my building. It's crazy right now. And the garage door is actually closed.
It's a silly conversation, Bonjo.
No, it's not. So,
Yes,
Steven, so you playing golf when you mastered your craft, I have no problem with. Play to your heart content. You could play 2 hours before the game starts for all I care.
Okay.
But when reports are coming out that in the past 6 years, from you changing, and this goes back apparently to college, that he actually doesn't know how to watch film. All those people that have been watching film with him, he hasn't gotten anything from it. That's why he says he doesn't really learn from watching film. It's because he doesn't know how to break down film. He doesn't know what to be looking out for. He doesn't know how to watch film to get better. So instead of you going out to play golf, if you're not learning from watching film and you don't know how to break down film, I'd rather you put in the work on how to break down film. So now that you know how to break down film, and now you get what you're seeing and what to be looking out for. Okay, now you mastered that. Okay, go ahead. Move on to something else. Play golf until your heart content. But when you're lacking at a certain area, that's where I need you to be focusing on. Because again, you are a professional. You're not doing this for fun.
So let's talk about from the standpoint of players, right? Like some players before a game listen to music. Mm-hmm. Some players sleep. Some players eat meals. Some players Tua golf. So you're sitting here and telling me that is it that he golfs? What if he watched movies before a game? Would you still be upset?
Yes, because you still haven't mastered that particular part of your craft. That's what I'm talking about. You haven't mastered that particular. So I want you to put in work where work is needed.
See, I disagree.
Because Steven, hold on. Let's be real now. So we live in we
I don't disagree with your argument. I agree that people should put in the work, but who the hell are you to say that he's not putting in the work, Bonjo?
I didn't say he's not putting in the work. He's not putting the work in the right area. So maybe
how do you know that?
Because he still doesn't know how to watch film.
Are you with Bonjo? Are you with him 24 hours a day?
Okay, so he doesn't know how to watch film. So
how do you know
what
that?
Are you putting in? Okay, so he's just dumbed in. This is the reports that's coming out over the 6 years that he has not learned how to watch film.
Has he not gotten better every year he's been in the league? He's improved every year. He has his shortcomings. Who doesn't?
He has improved in a physical aspect, and that's just going to get better over time.
Okay, and you know how that comes. It comes with because two things are happening right now in this conversation. Number one, people are saying Steven's a 2-and-ear. Okay, that's ridiculous.
And I'm back to being I'm back to being
I'm not.
And I'm back to being
you're a Tua hater, which I know you're not. But the reality of the conversation is that's what it'll end up coming down to. Steven's a 2-and-ear. Bonjo's a Tua hater. That's what it is. This is two things. Silly conversation. Absolutely silly. You know how silly it is? It's almost as silly as Estefan's hair. Almost as silly as Estefan's hair here. You're on mute, Estefan. We can't hear you. You're on mute. Take yourself off mute.
Don't freak it out. Have nothing on me. Hey, Cam, I got some hair for you, baby.
Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Don't put the music on in the background. You're gonna get me. You're gonna get a flag. You're gonna give me flag. Don't do that. Don't do that, Estefan.
But Steven, again, okay, but Steven, man, I'm just saying, man, like I want my quarterback, if he's gonna be, listen, if he's okay with being average, by all means, live your life.
But that's not what I'm saying. Here's the thing, Vancho, and I got Sharif in the background and Tony too. I'll bring those guys on in a second. Here's the thing, Vancho. If I was sitting here saying, you know what, he hasn't gotten better, he hasn't improved, he hasn't, but the reality is he has. He's improved. He also has had limitations. Those are not excuses. Those are real facts. The man has had 5. What is it? 5? What? 3? This is year 3, right? This is year 3. Perhaps. So
that's what Tua needs to do before the game, man.
So he's had 5 offensive coordinators in 3 years.
He's actually had 6 in 6 years.
Yeah. No, remember he had 2.
Dating back to college, he's actually had 6.
Okay.
We're at
6 in 6 years.
And nobody taught him how to watch film.
But
properly.
But there's nobody that specifically sits down and takes the time to do that with him over a long period of time.
Exactly. But Steven, nobody's sitting there taking the time with him to go play golf.
Bro, come on, man. Like, this is silly.
So this is where you become a professional and you see where you're lacking and you put in the extra work there. So, for example, you say that he's gotten better. Okay, if you come from trash to mediocre, from mediocre to average, yes, you've gotten better. But is that good enough?
It's not, but the reality is he will get better over time.
So
the reality is
here's the reality, Steven. We don't have that time. Unfortunately, for the Dolphins, we don't have that time.
Yeah, look, and here's the thing: has he not had a different head coach the last 4 years in a row for him?
Yes,
or
at the same
offensive coordinator the last 4 years in a row for him.
Very true, Steven. But at the same time, you know who's been the same? You know who's been the same? He has been the same. He knows himself better than anybody else. So instead of another offensive coordinator coming in there and saying, hey, you know, what do you need? This is what I see. Sometimes you have to be the man to sit there and say, you do some self-diagnosis and say, hey, this is where I'm lacking. Could you help me out here?
Let me bring
listen. Before Sharif comes in, when he was in his first year, Chan Gailey flat out said that he gave him what he could handle. That came out of Chan Gailey's mouth. Okay, so last year you might have different offensive coaches, but you're giving a scheme that you ran in college. So and they gave him Charlie Frye, which is a guy that had worked with him already.
Correct. Yep.
So I'm just saying, look, we don't know what this guy's work ethic is. Truthfully, we don't. What he's doing, you know, with his free time, and yeah, he can do whatever he wants. He can go play golf, but this year you got to be a true professional. I mean, you got to learn from. If he wasn't, I don't know. I can't. I speculate. I don't have 100% like ironclad evidence that he had a work ethic issue. I know TD did a stream yesterday. I'm gonna check that out later.
It's not a work ethic issue. It's putting it in the wrong areas.
There was speculation that's what was going on last year, though.
That energy you're putting in the wrong area. For example, Steven, like he said, Charlie Frye was here. Charlie Frye was whispering into his ear, hey, look out for this, look out for that, look out for this, because he doesn't see it in film.
But there were rumors about his work ethic. I'm not saying it's true.
So is my quarterback dumb as rocks and he doesn't know how to read defenses properly? Is that what you guys telling me?
I have a huge problem with this entire conversation.
If he eats, sleeps, and breathes it, then he shouldn't have a problem this year. The point that I'm trying to make is I've already moved on. Like, I can't sit here and dwindle on what he's done for 2 years. I'm just hoping that he gets it right this year, and all the criticism and speculation that people have had that weren't believers is fair because of what we saw on the field. You know what I mean? At times, not all the time, because it wasn't always Tua's fault. So you got to be fair. But this year, Like guys that put in the work where they take care of their bodies, that's putting in the extra time.
All right,
With nutrition, when you talk about Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Canelo Alvarez in boxing, like guys that eat, sleep, and breathe, that truly love their craft. That's what they do. It's
but those guys
24/7.
don't need the film study.
All right,
they don't need the books. They don't need the mental
me,
aspect of it.
Let me bring in Sharif to this conversation. What's up, Sharif? How's it going, dude? Take yourself off mute, Sharif. You're on mute.
Take the bong out your mouth, Sharif. Blow out the smoke.
Morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, Sharif?
So I realize this is a big thing. So
hold on, real quick. Are you drinking a Michelob Ultra? That's the thing.
And I took a shot because that's what Tua needs to do before the game. Bro? Y'all talk about playing golf. No, he needs to take a shot and pound the beer.
What time is it in Texas?
9. It was 8 o'clock when I took my shot. Hey, listen, when I used to row in jiu-jitsu, there was guys that when we had the tournaments, bro, they would pound a 6-pack and they would go roll, bro, and they would win their weight class. I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is the dedication is real.
Hey, bro, you can work out, Bonjo, and drink you a beer right after you get done. You don't need no protein, bro. It's all natural.
Nope.
All right, hold on. I want to let Sharif.
I know my body better than that.
I want to let Sharif go, but real quick, Scott Paulus said he will need someone with him to help break down film, ask him what he sees, but he needs time to see if he's improving, that he has coaches identifying the problem. All right, I want to let you go, Sharif.
You
Sharif,
don't have a screen on the golf course.
Sharif, go ahead. Go ahead.
What about Madden? I
want to bring the best context, that we can continue to have the conversation on. So we do know that Big O knows inside.
Mm-hmm.
He knows some coaches. That doesn't mean that he knows the coaches that favor Brian Flores, but Big O knows some coaches still on the staff.
Okay.
Omar Kelly knows some plays, most players on that team. This is why he's not only giving the sentiment of the players, he's directly now saying what the players have been saying all year, which is the job was snatched from Fitzmagic, and that's a pain you really cannot heal. So Tua didn't earn the job. That's not what fans are saying. That's what the direct players are saying. This is according to Omar. We do know that Jason Taylor and Joe Rose know players directly and know coaches directly on that team, which leads me to this quick audio. Hold up, guys.
Listen, don't get us hit now.
Yeah, don't get. Hey, I didn't kick. He got off.
You want me to play Roadhouse Blues? You want me to?
No.
He'll come back. He'll come back on. Don't get me flagged. But he'll come back on.
So Steven,
hold on. I got a whole bunch of people in the back room, Bonjo.
All right, you can bring them in while I'm saying this, Steven. If I'm an IT personnel and I do computer programming, right?
Yeah.
And let's say, for example, I cannot, and I'm having trouble coding, right, and reading codes, right? But every morning I work out.
Sorry, but that guy.
There's nothing wrong with my work ethic, right? Because I work out every morning. I take care of my kids.
Yeah, sorry about that, Vonjo. So I was gonna get into this quick audio.
I don't want to answer you because I feel like you're gonna twist the conversation to make it make sense in your mind. I get what you're saying.
There's nothing wrong with his work ethic. It's not his work ethic, but you could put energy in the wrong area. That's all I'm saying.
So Vonjo, just give me a quick 10 seconds. Hold
on, Sharif, no, don't get us hit. Don't do that.
What are you playing, Sharif? I don't want you to get me flagged.
I think he can play audio.
Like I said, right? We the fans think we have theories and we have insiders who do not know Tua directly and do not know these coaches directly.
Okay.
Omar Kelly,
is this free use?
Big O,
is this whatever you're gonna play? Is it free use?
But no, this is not gonna get him flagged or anything.
Okay.
We know directly who knows players' sentiment. We know directly Jason Taylor, Joe Rose, Big O, Omar Kelly.
I get where you're coming from. Go ahead.
You see what I'm saying? So in order to give this conversation some meat, let's give the context first.
Pause on giving it meat.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's not taking place. I do know for a fact that Brian thinks he got backstabbed by some guys. in the organization. Right. And there's no reason to go through the names today.
Judas.
But I have 5 names. But I'm going to sleep with them. Okay. I'm going to sleep with them. Just write it down. That's it.
What is that? Was that QAM?
That was Zach Krantz, WQAM with Joe Rose. And so you guys could continue on, but we do know that there is some coaches still on the staff that does not like Tua, and we know that there's some coaches too who have left that do like Tua, and we know that there's some coaches who do like Tua who's still on the staff.
Wait. You got that out of that clip? Hold on, bro. I'm confused here. I thought you were talking about.
I'm not done.
Are they talking about Brian Flores or Tua?
I think what Sharif is trying to say, Sharif, please correct me if I'm wrong, is that there are people within the organization, no matter what way you look at it,
according to Joe, right? According to people with credibility, right? 5 coaches still on that staff who backstab Flores, and who don't like Tua, who does not like Tua.
That's fine.
That's not our problem as fans, but this now it adds meat to this conversation.
My guess, Sharif, is a majority of those coaches that are still left are on defense, not on offense, where those decisions are being made about offensive decisions. So I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about, okay, is, and I want to bring on Slim Shady Canes next, is what is the conversation of a man played golf before a game, or the man plays golf, period, and he should be putting in the work. Who the heck are you guys to say he's not putting in the work? Because he's improved every year he's been in the league, the 2 years he's been in. And we expect him to make a significant jump from year 2 to year 3. And we're seeing some training videos that show improvement.
Physical training, physical.
This is the problem with that, Stephen. The problem with that, Stephen, is that 53 players think that Fitzmagic had the job stolen away from him. That's a sentiment that's hard to heal.
That's 2 years ago.
So
I really don't care about that.
No. That's still heavy
Joe,
today.
I need you to see this. 95 calories on me.
Reported that sentiment 95. Is heavy today.
I just burned 95 calories sitting here.
I'm going to need a drink after today's show because this is ridiculous. All right, let me bring on Slim. Let me bring on
you're the man, bro, but I don't know about that hat, bro.
Let me
burn that shit.
So Von Joe is saying that not only that is that sentiment heavy throughout the players, that you stole the job from Fitz, and the respect you will not get that easy regardless of your record.
He didn't steal nothing. What are you talking about, Sharif? He was just given wrongfully he was not ready. He was. Sharif, I can't believe that's coming out of your mouth, bro. Come on, man.
That's not our problem.
He didn't steal nothing, bro. It's not.
Hold on,
bro.
guys.
It's not his decision if he's going to take the field, bro. That is the coaches.
That's the
coaches. The coaches got to make that. Are the last ones to make that call. But everybody knows that it was made from the office. Come on, man.
That is where the breakup began. Everything split from there.
What's up, Slim Shady?
Because it was about dollars.
All right, hold on. I got to mute you for a second, Estefan. Slim Shady, what's up, man?
What's going on, boss man?
I'm losing my mind over here. I think this is a ridiculous conversation, and a lot of you don't agree with me, and that's fine. But I
sound like the trainer. I sound like Alex up here.
I don't get it. Help me understand, Slim Shady.
Well, all right. Well, first I got to make one quick comment. With all due respect, Estefan, don't ever put that bum Saul Alvarez in the name in the same list. Okay, that's first of all.
No. I was talking about training and work ethic, bro. Because if you know what you're talking about and you follow Canelo, he's a true professional, bro. He sleeps, eats, and breathes it, bro. That's why when you talk pound for pound, the guy that's actually fighting in multiple classes pound for pound, that's the pound for pound right now, homie.
If I had been fed sparring partners my whole career, I would look good too.
If you what?
I said if I had been fed sparring partners my whole professional career, I'd look good too.
I don't know about that. Miguel Cotto Austin Trout.
He fought Miguel Cotto 2 fights before he retired. He fought an old man.
All right, forget that. No more boxing talk.
Anyway.
Get to the
Hey,
point.
hold on. Hey, Slim, I'll do a space on Twitter, bro. Do you do Twitter?
Dude, I'm not on social media at all.
You're not? Oh man, that sucks. You need to give me 5 minutes to break this down to Slim, bro.
Now,
Because
as far as
I'll do a boxing segment, and I'll make sure you and
he
Slim
sounds
are
very uneducated about boxing, and he sounds like he needs to get educated.
Golden Gloves regional champ.
Drink your Michelob Light and be quiet. Go ahead, Slim Shady.
As far as Tua goes, I could care less what a player does before a game. I'm kind of with you on that. Everybody does a little bit of everything.
Something different, yeah.
Now, I do see Von's point as far as Tua needs to put in work where he's lacking. And I'll say this, with as much as we know about players these days, everybody knows who works, who puts in the work and who doesn't. Love him or hate him, almost universally, everybody will tell you nobody works more than Tom Brady.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree.
The fact that there's question out there about whether Tua's putting in the work automatically says to me he's not. Just because these days we know who does and who doesn't.
Brady and this is again, this is a sucky comparison. This is the comparison I have to make because you brought it up. But Brady probably plays more golf than anybody in the NFL combined.
He also watches film at midnight.
Man, dude, it doesn't matter what you do before the game. Look, listen.
So how do you know that Tua's not watching film at midnight? How do you know that?
Maybe no. Vaughn, hold on. Vaughn, because Vaughn, I got a point to what I'm about to say. Listen, okay, so when you work out, right, there's actually a debate about whether you should stretch or not because you can pull muscles. A lot of people will tell you to just warm up by getting on a treadmill and getting your blood flowing, right? So that it targets all the muscles and you're supposed to
you should never stretch out cold muscles. You should never stretch out cold muscles.
Right. You're supposed to stretch out after, right? And there's a lot of people that are like, wait, no, you're nuts. You're supposed to stretch out before. So whatever he's being told to do before the game, maybe that golf swing is warming him up for the game. We don't know that. We're not experts, bro. We're just up on the panel. Hold on. I know Vaughn has, but listen. A lot of people that are in combat sports, I'm getting somewhere, Steven. I see it all over your face. But you were talking baseball earlier, bro, and you put everybody to sleep. So listen, there's a lot of combat sports where guys warm up before, and they want to break a sweat going into a fight, aka Mike Tyson. That's what he would do. In the midst, he wanted to go in with the sweat, bro. It was an intimidation factor, being ready to go. So I'm just saying, we don't know what Tua's mentality was and what he was being told before a game. That's why you tweak stuff to get better. There's a possibility. You could say I'm the biggest Tua hater ever. I actually feel like I'm on the side of Tua here. I don't know what they were telling him, so I'm saying if there's things that he was being told that he's being misinformed, if he was being misinformed, that's all I'm saying. Then you change that, and that small tweak might be all he needs.
But Estefan, the problem here is, right, and this is why I'm trying to bring clarity.
Why do I sound like a tuner?
One of the least problems here is his golfing. I'm giving you guys the facts. People who know coaches who are still on this staff and gone, players who are here, don't like him because he took the job from Fitzmagic, if we like it or not. Players you can't change players.
There you go, Sharif. There you go.
That's a bigger problem.
Incorrectly.
We're not worried about golf. We're worried about the players who will never gain his respect regardless. Since
there you go. Incorrectly stating the situation against Sharif. I got love for you, bro. But he did not do that, bro.
It doesn't matter.
Came from the office.
To own the respect.
You're right.
He didn't take anything, 100%. Bro. He didn't take anything. What are you talking about?
That could change
That's
with
why
winning.
you won't
No,
get the
Sharif, that
respect
could
of the
change.
players because
That
you
could
didn't
change with
earn it.
winning. That could change
Right,
with
but
winning.
is that his
Problem
fault?
Tua has to go over. We're not worried about golf. You gotta win Xavier. You
I'm
not
worried
just.
about golf. What are you talking about? I'm very
I'm
worried
not
about
worried
that.
about golf. I don't
I'm not
care.
worried about golf. You
Bro,
gotta
we-
win over
I'm worried
Xavier's
about
heart.
no. I'm worried about that. I don't care about him winning of Xavier's heart. Xavier got to play for his own money anyway. Xavier
Well,
gonna catch
guess
balls
what?
from
You're
Tua.
gonna say you're wasting their careers,
Yo,
and this is what Omar Kelly is saying.
Sharif,
This is what Omar is
hold
saying.
up.
Xavier, no, Xavier has to play to a certain
Hold up.
standard to get his money anyway.
And Sharif, to your argument, and I'm going to bring in Q while I'm doing this. To your argument, Sharif, there are plenty of locker rooms in the NFL where players do not like each other, and they still win football games.
Steven, look,
Plenty of
do your job,
give me 5 seconds. Look, Sharif, bro, you're talking. Look, I'm not even like I don't even really have faith that Tua's going to work out, right? Because I haven't seen anything, right? Because I believe what the injury that still that possibly could be why, you know, his body hasn't got right. But look, when you just say that he just took something, bro, you're giving that take. It's almost like you're just skipping a rock on water, bro. And I don't even believe that Tua is the guy right
According to
now.
Omar Kelly, this was shocking to me too.
Until he shows me, bro.
No,
Okay,
but this is what is coming out from Omar, right? This is
but-
shocking to me that
Yeah,
he
I like
hasn't
Omar
earned-
too, bro. But
he
like you
hasn't
can't
earned that
take him
respect
for
yet.
his word on everything, man.
All right, so
And
Sharif,
it's
answer me this.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, I want Q to go.
Go ahead, Q.
Go ahead, Q.
Hey, what's up, Q? Good morning.
What's
Good
going
morning,
on, man?
Q.
I was gonna say you full government. but-
Morning, brother.
I caught myself. But this conversation about Tua playing golf,
Yeah.
I don't like it. But at the end of the day, he's putting in, he's doing what he's supposed to do, I guess, in his mind. But in all actually, if you want to be the best, you got to put in that work. Because it's like, okay,
Yes,
if
sir.
if you want to be the best in your field, you got to put in work. You can't just do
Preach.
half A in it, trying to make it. You know, you can't do. I feel like he's half in it. That's why I tell the people who work under me. I say, man, you just half in it, man. You ain't really trying. He's half in it. You can tell his play on the field. I'm gonna say this to you, bro. He digressed from his first year to this year. So his first year, he played better than this year. Pass. Think about it. I want you to look at the games. He played worse than last year to this year. Think about it. I want you to really look at it. Because I'm going to say, his first year, yeah, he didn't know the playbook. He didn't know how to read the defense. He still can't read defense, and he still don't know the playbook.
And on
That's
top of that, the only person
bro.
who can
That's a
scream at him
problem.
apparently is his father. And that's
to
a
me,
problem.
and to me, that's a problem. I said that when he got drafted, dude. I don't want a grown. I'm gonna say this to you. I have a child. I have a daughter, but I have nephews. You can't coddle kids like that, though, bro. You can't coddle your kids like that. I see how my brother raised my nephew. You can't coddle a young man like that. You gotta let him go out, make mistakes in a controlled environment, but you can't coddle him like that. Tua is about
Think
25
about it.
years old.
In the Tennessee game, in the fourth quarter, we really needed you, and the only person who could apparently scream at you is your father. This is the NFL Tua.
But besides that, it just I see things that he do. It's not good because let me say this to you. I said this on TV channel yesterday, on Super Chat. You didn't have this problem with Tannehill. Tannehill had work ethic. He wasn't the best quarterback, but Tannehill had work ethic. You didn't hear none of this crap about Tannehill. And Tannehill actually got better every year, and you saw it.
All right, let me bring in Green Rat. Green Rat, what's up, Green Rat? Take yourself off mute.
Come on, Green Rat, what's your
Good
horrible
morning,
take?
Steven.
Morning.
Man, I find some of this just freaking crazy. I mean, if a guy can't learn a certain way, I mean, just because you keep trying to learn that way, it's not going to happen.
Can I say something? Can I say something real quick about that?
Yep.
I have a learning disability. I am dyslexic. So you want to tell me? I used to love to read when I was younger because my mom forced all kind of Black history stuff on me. You understand? It's like I had to learn a different way to read so I can comprehend things and learn things. So you can't tell me a grown young man can't do that. I learned it as a freaking middle school kid. You understand what I'm saying? My mom took her time and taught me how to do stuff as a middle school kid to learn how to read better because I'm dyslexic. So you can't. I don't want to hear he learns differently. You got to pick up a way that makes you learn because you still have the same problems, bro. It's the same problems.
The moms help you put that work in the proper area. That's all.
I'm being honest. I'm just being honest.
Look.
Rashad.
I got none but love for Q. I've been one of his biggest supporters on his takes. But I just got to say something real quick. Look.
Just so y'all know, Esteban's been drinking this morning.
No. I do believe. No.
I know.
No. I might drink, but I socially drink. I don't drink sloppy, get drunk.
I never said that you did, but I don't want you. I don't want it to be impartial about what you're about to say either.
I'm not. And everybody. There's
I really didn't mean that.
Look, you could be the biggest to a doubter, but you can't deny that he flashed last year. And every phase and facet.
Steven, I guess Tua should have had someone record him studying film and reading the playbook. Maybe the fans will feel better. I wish Tua would film himself doing that.
People love Tua so much.
Okay, Q, but you gotta let me finish, bro. You gotta let me finish, but you know, bro, that I go more at Tua ears than anybody, bro, because they just sound but I'm in the middle, bro. I mean, he's our quarterback going into the season. But what I'm saying is, so when you watch the tape, he flashed, bro. He would run and pick up yards, right? He didn't do it enough though, right? And he wasn't he's still, it's almost like he's still trying to get the timing down. That's what made Steve Young. He wasn't fast, but he chose the right times to run, right? And that's what we're waiting for Tua to do, right? Tua made a lot of plays.
He did more of that his first year. He did that better his first year.
And I would agree. You have a debate there. You have a debate, but I'm saying he still flashed it, right? He's still doing. The reason I'm saying is because he's doing these things. He actually showed the ability to throw downfield with his arm, even though he didn't do it a whole lot, and he probably put everything into it. But what I'm saying is Tua's issues is that he's not consistent doing it from game to game. That's the problem. That is I'm being sincere. I'm being genuine when I'm saying this. Like, and Stevie can even attest that I sound like one of the biggest Tua haters. I'm just saying the dude has flashed. He just hasn't been consistent. That's all we need him to be is consistent, bro. Because
you could do that during a zone, man. You could sit there. Tua's great during the zone, but when defenses start giving him funky looks, and the defense probably do this to other quarterbacks, but because he doesn't know how to read it, and the defenses do that to him. Defenses could trick him easily. That's why you saw DBs will sit there and bait him and jump balls.
I get you. But you know what? You know what makes that irrelevant, bro? When you're consistent, bro, because now you got a head up on them, and you're throwing. No, I'm just saying. We haven't seen consistency from him. But if you get consistency, then what you just brought up, bro, he's got a leg up on them, and now now he's dictating what the defense is what's triggering them, bro, and how they're reacting.
I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen him dictate.
I had to pause you for a second. Let people rebuttal.
I don't dictate a defense yet. I've seen defenses.
I know that. I'm saying bro. But that's why I'm saying the consistency hasn't been there for him to be able to do that. Once he's consistent, consistency. That has yet to be seen. That's what I'm saying. If he does it this year, now he has a leg up on them, and now he's getting them to react. And now they're questioning what they have to do on the defensive end. That's just X's and O's. That's how football goes, bro. When you become consistent, now you dictate what a defense has to do.
Esther, Tua is the first quarterback I've heard opposing DBs literally say he's trash consistently. Even after he beats them, they're like, nah, man, he trash. He ain't nothing. And this is dating back to college. Hey, we know how to beat Tua. We know how to trick him.
Right.
Defense has been saying this for the longest.
They have No, I agree with you. There are DBs that are saying that.
All right,
but bro, when it comes to competition,
so you still don't know how to beat DBs and beat defenses that keep doing the same thing to you.
but if you're Tua, right? If you are an athlete, you gotta have that. You gotta have that competitive edge, bro. Where like these guys are talking trash. Now I gotta go out there and show them that I can contend against them. You know what I mean? That's where consistency. That's where consistency.
He could get the torque back. He could get all the physical traits back. He could be Alabama Tua better than Alabama Tua physically. But if mentally you're still Alabama Tua, that means you're throwing 100 miles per hour fastball to the other team.
I agree. That makes sense.
Ian Baller said DBs say it was after they lost to Tua. They salty. Yep. I agree with that. All right, let me bring in. I gotta bring in this person to the chat, to the conversation, and y'all know where he's gonna go, but that's fine. Just bear with him, and he's gonna speak on my end because I think this is a crazy conversation. But he is the president of the Tua fan club, Alexander. What's up, Alexander?
What's up, Steven?
Go ahead, man. The floor is yours, brother.
You know. People who have questioned whether or not what he should do in his off time are a bunch of losers. Everybody that wants to sit here and question that are a bunch of losers. You
came with the heat this morning, Alexander. You're trying to get this smoke.
I'm going to let you know that right now.
I can't defend you, Alexander. I can't do it this morning.
Who are we? I'm sorry, but I love you guys to death, but I love everybody to death. Don't get me wrong, because I don't usually go there. But here's the thing. Who are we to question what he does? Who the hell?
I'm a fan. You know who I am? I'm a fan that watch the games, that buy merchandise, that put money into his pockets and his team's pockets. That's who I am. I'm an invested consumer. That's what I am. What are you talking about? Who are we? We are invested consumers. That's who we are. If you're okay with if you're okay with spending money on transfer, don't come on.
I haven't seen any Dolphin gear on you.
Hey, bro, this ain't like that. This ain't like that panel that Steven had last night. They were all getting along, man.
I'm talking something. I hate when people say, "Who are we?"
Nobody spent more money than I have the last couple of years because I have.
Okay, so you're okay with making bad investments? That don't mean I am.
But who's the thing? Who the hell are we? We're
some people okay with spending money on Dogecoin.
We are here sitting on our couches cheering for this team. They're making millions while we're sitting here just arguing about it. I love you, okay? And that's the thing. You don't know what he has done in his offseason. You are right, but I know what he's shown on the field. Just because you want to hear one loser say something about him and his work ethic, you're going to automatically
I'm going off what I see in the film.
Hey, but Alex,
going off what they said, you're going off what he's shown.
Bro, Alex, listen.
He shows that he doesn't know how to read film. He said he doesn't know how to read film.
Time out. I'm not done. The only people that have created this narrative are the Tua haters. The Tua haters are the only ones that have created this narrative.
Tua hate himself.
Okay?
They're self-hate, and we need to get some mental health,
Steven. They have created this narrative.
Steven,
listen. See, look. Here's the problem with our fan base. Here's the problem with our fan base right now, Steven.
Let Alex talk. Jesus Christ.
No. Hold on, Vaughn. Vaughn. No.
Steven, no. Hold on. I gotta say this because Steven, we need to get Tua some mental help. Because we need to get him some mental help because he has mental issues, because he self-hates himself. Because Tua himself sat there and said, I don't know how to read film. I don't really learn from that.
But that's an insult to Tua. You're insulting him.
This is why I hope
this is what he told us.
He didn't understand the playbook.
No, Alex said people that say that he doesn't know how to read film do that.
Like,
he's a Tua hater. So Tua's a Tua hater. Again, Tua's a Tua hater because he himself said he don't know how to read film.
See, look, this is the problem with our fan base right now. Because Von Joe's coming from, and I understand where he's coming from, and I understand where Alex is coming from.
Helps you.
Right. Listen, Alex, give me 1 second, bro.
It's physical. I don't give a damn about his physical. Swear jar. Pop it up there. I don't care about his physical. His physical is not an issue right now. He's back to being physically Tua of Alabama. But Phil has showed us that he doesn't know how to properly diagnose defenses. And the only way you can properly diagnose defenses.
That's not true.
What are you talking about?
70% completion percentage.
All we have
does not know how to diagnose a defense.
Okay.
He has terrible ball placement.
Well, look. Regardless, Bonjo, give me 1 sec. Alex, give me 1 second. Listen. See, a lot of y'all's takes. A lot of y'all's takes. Y'all are living in the past, and I get it. Everybody has valid reasons for what they're saying, right?
Because that's the important times Devontae
right,
Parker,
okay, but listen,
that, right?
What? Look, and this is just state of the Miami Dolphins fan base as far as how they view Tua. Listen. All we can do is hope that he does better this year. That's it. That's all we can do. Even regardless of what debates we had in the past, bro. Like, you have to move on. You can't. You have to, and hope for the best. That's it. Because we still technically we still have them draft picks next year. So
But
hopefully the league don't come down on us before that. But we do have got something in the bank.
Wow.
But Steven,
we do have
Steven Esther, this is the issue. Again, from what I've seen last year, he did have the physical limitations to the end of the year. I already seen that for the third season that he has strengthened his body. Whoop-de-doo. Yes, he threw a dime to Devontae Parker. I see them throw dimes to DBs also, right? And you sit there, and nobody can't tell me they didn't see this. Like, okay, what did you see when he threw it right over, sailed over all our receivers, straight into the DB's hand? So he walked around like, damn, I didn't see that coming. All right, well, you know. Okay, listen, so DBs are defense. Come on, guys, you know defense is good. And I don't want to hear about completion percentage. Oh, well, he doesn't know how to read defense. Well, he had a 70% completion percentage. So did David Mills.
He has bad mechanics. Wait. You're confusing.
Don't put words in my mouth. I never said
bad mechanics.
Hold on. I didn't say nothing about his mechanics. Don't put words in my mouth.
Can I say something? Can I say something real quick?
I did not say anything about his mechanics.
If you listen to the whole sentence, you would hear what I'm saying. You're saying bad mechanics, him overthrowing somebody, to bad decision making. Yes, we've seen him make bad decisions, and then we completely see him overthrow the whole offense when there was only safety back there.
Okay, when he says hike and throws this that way and doesn't read the defense and he just throws it that way and the
that's
DB
part of the
jumps
RPO
the ball. And then hold on.
That's
and the
what
DB jumps the route.
The first 2 seconds.
And the DB jumps the route.
He had one route jump the whole season. He had one route jump the whole season.
Okay, so what about all his other
interceptions? Hold on, DJ. Hold on.
What about all his other interceptions?
Let Q go. Go
they
ahead.
They were bad throws.
Go ahead.
We sat here and we discussed that he has bad placement. His ball placement is terrible.
Go ahead, Q. Go ahead, Q.
Okay, let me say this real quick. With the whole Tua thing, it's not that we hate Tua or dislike Tua. We want him to get better. And I was in the same way TD was with Tannehill. I love Tannehill. Tannehill could do no wrong until I realized what he is. But my thing, when we say things about Tua, y'all take it out of context, I feel. And I do, and he could have had more interceptions last year because a lot of DBs drop a lot of passes. And how the offense was schemed up, it was schemed up so he can have that first read open all the time. When he played the Tennessee game, when we was on that 7-game winning streak, we played the Tennessee. When they played man-to-man, they mixed up the coverage. He had problems with that. I don't want to hear about it's raining and this. It rains almost every day in South Florida. You played in the rain before. You played in the wind before. Down here in South Florida in the rain. In practice, I mean. So I don't want to hear those kind of excuses. You have to learn from those things. You gotta. I don't know how to explain it because when I first started my job, you have to learn from your mistakes. You gotta learn different things, and I don't see him learning those. He done play almost every team in the NFL already. He should learn different tendencies, what different teams do. Because most teams, they might have different talent, different faces, but they run the same scheme over and over. Baltimore's going to run the same blitz heavy zone scheme. You play Buffalo, they're going to run the same. They're going to have the slot corner blitz in almost every freaking play. So you gotta be mindful of those things. That's just my thing with Tua. He's not reading the defenses properly. That is my whole gripe with him.
Steve, let me just say one more thing. Hold on, let me say one more thing. I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna log off.
No, you don't log off. You done started this thing. You got to stay here and see it through.
I got to get to work. They changed my work
schedule,
so I got to get to work.
No,
so
you
real
can't
quick,
just come in here and drop bombs and walk away.
So real quick, I just want to say one thing real quick. All right, so guys, all I'm saying is I could only go off what he said, what he showed. I don't know what he's going to give us in the future this coming year. So maybe he showed us that he put in the film study in the proper area. But if this dude come out there and he showed that he still can't read defense, I don't want to hear nothing. All right, just point blank and simple.
What is with this scenario about read defenses?
Just like you say that Lamar Jackson can't throw. Guess what? Tua can't read defense.
He can't
really
audible. Can I get 2 minutes of silence?
He can't really audible. You don't see him go up there and audible.
I got something for
because
you.
He just go up there and runs what they tell him to do. He doesn't change the play. All right, because he doesn't know how to read the defense to change the play.
Load of garbage,
all right,
man.
This is what he told you. I just go up there and just run what they tell me. I'm not trying to be a superhero.
Of course, he's going to sit there with to tell you. Come on, man.
He did say that out of his own mouth.
I can only go off with what you tell me. I'm not going to go off assumptions. If somebody says, "Hey, I'm a liar," I'm not going to say, "Hey, you know what?" You're probably going to say, Alex. If somebody sit there and say, "Hey, I'm a liar," all right, are you going to say, "No"? You probably say, "I'm going to believe everything you say." No, right? You sit there when somebody show you who they are and tell you who they are, you believe them. So he told me, "Hey, I'm not a superhero."
You ever thought that maybe he was handcuffed? You ever thought maybe he was handcuffed just like Tannehill was?
You're not handcuffed you're not handcuffed to audible.
I believe
you're not handcuffed to audible. That is on you as a quarterback. You go up there, so they said
for the first 4 years.
Why?
Tannehill was handcuffed for the first.
Why?
I'm sorry.
It was first. It was the first 3 years. It was the first 2 to 3 years
that he was handcuffed.
Why?
Okay.
First 3 years.
Why?
Because they didn't trust him to make the plays.
Why did they trust him? Why didn't they trust him?
They didn't trust him to make the play.
Why did they trust him?
But Bonjo, I'm gonna say this to you. Bonjo.
No, hold on. No. Alex needs to answer. Why didn't they trust Tannehill to make the plays?
Because Tannehill was not a franchise guy. He never was. We all saw his limitations.
I wouldn't say all that.
So Tua's not a franchise guy. That's why they don't trust him.
So let me tell you my biggest problem with all of you. Okay,
guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna keep listening, Steve.
No, Bonjo, you keep your butt up here. I'm mad at you right now.
No, I got 8 minutes. No, you can't be mad at me because I love you. You can be mad at me, but I still love you. All right, guys.
I love you too. What's love got to do with it here? What's love got to? And then he just dropped off. You see how he do?
Bonjo,
all right, number one. Hold on. Number one. The conversation goes back to Tua, and then it eventually always goes back to Tannehill. Do y'all see how that happens with every conversation with this fan base? We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. It will eventually get back to the Tua conversation, and that Tua conversation, somebody always brings up.
But why is that though, Steven? Why is that?
Well,
why are they bringing it up?
Because number one, we don't know what a good quarterback looks like, which I think is real. Okay, we could have one sitting right in front of us, and we wouldn't know if it snapped up in front of us. Okay.
Well, I can argue with you. We have
I disagree.
You can say you can disagree, but I'm telling you right now.
All right, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll take the correct take.
The conversation doesn't change within this fan base. The second problem within the fan base is the team. It's been mediocre for the last 30 years.
Okay, besides a horrible take, the reason that they're
saying
that...
How's that a horrible take? Those are facts.
Because I'm about to break it down for you, bro. The reason that they bring that stuff up is because they want this franchise to learn from their mistakes, bro. Quit doing the same shit over and over. Quit firing coaches and bringing in new guys when you got the damn roster filled already. You know what I mean? That guy's draft picks. That was that guy's free agents. That's his team. Now, and I'm not throwing shade at McDaniel. I'm not throwing shade at him. But now we got to start over when it comes to that aspect of our football team, bro. They keep doing the same stuff over and over. And I didn't cuss in that one.
I mean, did you feel we were close?
You did give us two. But to the point is, I like what what Manza just said. Manza Chill just said, because we gave Tannehill 8 years of a waste of life, we now are impatient. That is true. I have said that. I have said on multiple occasions, the biggest thing about the Dolphins is we gave Tannehill 7 or 8 years, and it's only the second year for Tua.
But
it did not matter. We were not like Tua after year one was going to be like he's either great or he's not, or he's
look. Point number 2: when you talk about both of these quarterbacks, bro, is it their fault they got drafted by this shitty office that doesn't know how to build a team? They don't know how to build a team. Let's be honest. It's not like we got R.C. Buford from the Spurs over here, or what's his name from the Patriots.
To me, that's the whole
we don't have a good owner, bro. That knows what he's doing.
Is telling no
That's
lies
just a fact.
You don't want your owner making picks for your team, a la the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But
let me ask you a question. I want to ask a question to the panel here. Would you rather have Jerry Jones or Stephen Ross as your owner?
Stephen Ross every day.
Neither.
Yeah, but the owners, where the owner takes responsibility is who he puts in the seat to drive to steer the ship.
Because hold on, Estefan. As Stephen Ross's biggest pitfall, his biggest problem is that he's ignorant. That's it. That's his biggest problem.
No, I think
he's ignorant to football, but he's ignorant to life.
Okay,
it's more than that to me.
No, but hold on. Let me finish. His ignorance of football.
Yeah, where did that come from?
Because he.
I want to hear Q's take.
He has not made a success. He has not made too many successful decisions that have resulted to on-field success when it comes to the Miami Dolphins.
Can we hear from Q, Steven?
He's tried, but the problem is that when he has tried, he hasn't gotten everybody on board to be on the same page. Whether it was, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Steve.
See, I wouldn't want an owner that's that involved in the team.
Yeah,
you hire a GM to do the job, and then all I want to see out of the owner is him on the stage receiving the trophy
and signing paychecks. That's it.
And that's exactly
what he's done.
And he's done. He has signed
paychecks. I'm gonna say this. My thing with Ross.
Now, is he hiring good GMs? No, he's not, because that goes back, like Steven said, 30 years, because they never built a team around Dan Marino.
I tell you one thing.
The book's still out on Greer for me. I like Greer.
No. Greer, Stephen, Greer's been the most successful.
He's a snake.
No, Greer's the most successful.
Greer's good.
Greer's been the most successful hiring by Ross.
Greer showed me something.
People want to hold me. People want to hate on him, but he's got skills, guys.
Can I say this real quick, man? Let me say this, and I'm
go ahead,
be quiet. I'll be quiet. We'll let y'all ramble.
Go ahead.
I feel as though he's bad. Ever since he took over the team, it's been bad. It's been worse every year. We might get 8, 9, and 7, whatever the case may be, but we still mediocre team.
He's right, man. The chemistry.
We've been trying. It's like I hate to keep.
How do you figure that?
Look at Brian Flores. Brian Flores. People may not.
Let
me
tell y'all something. Q.
Brian Flores.
Hold on, let Q finish.
That's it.
No. I'm gonna let Q
He's not
finish.
a good head coach.
If and this is a big if for any reason we don't succeed this year, Q, then I will put the blame on Greer. I won't put it on McDaniel. I'll put it on Greer.
That's Ross and Greer.
Nah.
How do?
Well, yeah, that's fine. Because Ross is the one that chose to stick with Greer over Flores.
Because it was the most logical thing to do.
No, it was
the most logical thing to do.
If you have
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, let Q. Hold on, Alexander. Let Q go, then Rashad, then Alexander. Q, Rashad, Alexander.
I'm gonna fade into black and be quiet. My thing is all right. Look at Flores. Flores built up the defense. Yeah, he wasn't a good offensive picker of coordinators or whatever the case may be, but people don't realize who wanted to come to the Dolphins and be offensive coordinator. Who? That is my opinion. Who wanted to come?
I don't know. You let me know.
I don't know who. I don't know either.
Yeah, so I agree. I agree with that.
You always got to pick who wanted to come.
But Q.
I'm gonna say that. Can I say?
But Q. Go ahead, Q.
But if I'm gonna say, if he played one more year this year, pick more. Come and tell you this. You telling me Von Miller wouldn't want to come to the Dolphins? Any other great defensive player who's a free agent this year didn't want to come to the Dolphins if Brian Flores was still here. They would have prolonged their career. He would have more sacks this year. I'm just being honest. The defense.
I think that's a perception view, but
it's the truth. It's the truth.
It's not the truth. That's not the
Bible. It is the truth, bro.
Well,
it's not the Bible.
That's the truth, man.
He's actually got somewhat of a point.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a point. I'm just saying that's not what we don't know that.
And I'm going to make this comparison. I'm going to make this. If Tony Dungy doesn't go to Indianapolis, he never wins the Super Bowl. Because Tony Dungy refused to build an offense in Tampa. He wanted defense to win it all.
Is it my turn? Are you
go ahead. All right, go ahead, Rashad. Go ahead, Rashad.
Okay. So we're saying Brian Flores would have brought in these free agents the same way he brought in Melvin Ingram. Oh, we didn't get him, right? What
Melvin Ingram went to the team with a better quarterback, so-called better quarterback. His chance to older player.
Von Miller this year. Like, what are we talking about?
So you telling me Von Miller wouldn't want to come play for Brian Flores? These defensive players would want to come for
Why? What has Brian Flores done? Literally, like, let's cut it out.
This thing I don't understand. I'm gonna say this. Let me say this to you, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave the panel after this because y'all be getting on my nerves talking on each other.
I can't talk. I haven't been able to talk since I got here.
Brian Flores is nobody.
I'm gonna say
never wasn't.
Hey man, stop with that, man. Stop with that, please. My thing is, if we kept Brian Flores on the trajectory he was going, he was becoming a better coach. He would have learned from mistakes and got better. It's like with this organization, they do not want to let people grow. They want to give up on somebody as soon as they can and find something better, the better freaking shiny object. That's what I hate about this organization. I'm just being honest, bro.
I'm over here chewing chips on Q. I apologize, bro.
I wouldn't say that.
Q, I think you're wrong, man, about Brian.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. How am I wrong?
I was trying to
we had 2 winning seasons in 20 years.
I'm going to tell you the reason why you're wrong. Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Everybody got so much hope in a guy who never freaking coached, called plays. You got so much hope for him. I don't understand. And you got the defensive coordinator who was calling all the freaking zone plays. He didn't know what he was doing, so the head coach came and took his freaking job.
But
y'all think the same thing will happen?
You do know the head coach picked him to call the players.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna piggyback over that real quick.
Hold on, let Rashad go. Go ahead, Alexander. Go ahead, Rashad.
My thing
Q
is,
left. Why did you leave, Q?
We were getting on his nerves.
What it is we're saying that players would play for Brian Flores. We seen Greer make trades to bring who significant that we signed. Byron Jones. We made him the highest paid cornerback. He didn't say, "Oh, I want to play for Brian Flores." That's why he came to Miami. We didn't sign no big name free agents under Brian Flores. Nobody came who was a Pro Bowler to play with Brian Flores.
Because they wanted to play with him. They came here. If they came here, it was because we made them the highest paid player. I get that. That's a fair argument.
Our best players wanted to leave.
Fair argument.
I mean, Fitzpatrick.
Exactly.
Mika left.
Yep. Kenny Stills
wanted to leave. We had to beg him to stay. Like, we're putting
Kenny Stills.
Kenny Stills did not want to play with him. Like,
Q, do you have a response for that?
Oh my God, these people, man. I'm gonna say,
Q, real talk. I want you to answer. I want you to answer, Q. But it's a fair argument that Rashad brings up. He had.
I didn't hear everything he was saying because I had logged off and it was.
Yeah. So basically, his point was, we had the opportunity to bring in defensive players. They didn't come. And when they did, it wasn't because they wanted to play with Flores. Okay. It was because, let's take, for example, i.e. Byron Jones. He became the highest paid DB in the league. So he didn't come to play with Flores. He came because the check.
You guys are misaddressing.
Hold on, Estefan. Let Q go.
He could have stayed in Dallas and got more money. You know that, right?
He was the highest paid defensive back in the NFL.
Dallas was not paying him.
We gave him the bigger contract.
Dallas was not paying him. They didn't even offer him a contract.
Yes, they did.
They wouldn't pay him.
Q, I promise you, bro. We gave him we gave him the biggest contract on the table.
Listen, y'all can all be in love.
I'm sorry.
With
one second, bro. 1 second, man. I'm sorry. And another thing is about Brian Flores is this: he was a terrible in-game coach. Okay,
That's a lie. That's a lie.
With his terrible challenges.
No.
That's a lie.
Okay,
I disagree because Brian Flores actually practiced
I'm gonna say this. Can I ask you a question?
time of possession, bro.
Can I ask you a question? Because I gotta get ignorant like the rest of you. Can I ask you a question?
Okay?
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question before you finish? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question before you finish?
Thank you.
Tell me what coach the Dolphins had who was an offensive guru, a freaking defensive guru, that did their job besides Brian Flores. Besides Dave Wanstead. No, I'm talking about the 2000s. From 2005 on down. Tell me.
You said an offensive and defensive coordinator?
No, any coach who was an offensive guy who did something and a defensive guy who did something for our team. You can name one guy named Tony Sobrano, right?
And he wasn't a guru. He wasn't a guru.
He wasn't the guru. Yeah. He was an offensive line guy.
Tony Soprano will always live by the one good year he had in 2008.
Yes, he had.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what Tony Sperano. Hold on, Alexander. You know what Tony Sperano? You know what Tony Sperano did? You know what Tony Sperano did better than anybody? Sent at post Shula, or I'll say post Wanstead. Post Wanstead all the way up till now. I'm not going to include McDaniel yet. Okay, not including McDaniel. He was the best leader. He was the best leader of any head coach that we've had.
I agree with you as a leader.
Minus 2 interim coaches. Okay, Dan Campbell gives a run for his money, but he was an interim head coach, and Bowles.
Todd Bowles.
I agree with
Bowles is my favorite.
Who was another interim head coach.
Yeah.
Let me make a point real quick. Two things.
I agree with you as a leader.
Hold on real quick, Alex.
Go ahead, Alexander, then Estefan.
I agree with you as a leader, but here's the thing. After the 2008 season, what happened? Nothing. 7-9.
It's poor building of a team. We don't know how to build teams properly.
Listen, this is why
you started out 1-7 in 2011 with
oh my God, it's the team.
With
it's
Chad,
not,
with
it's not
Chad
just
and Matt
one
Moore
player.
as your quarterbacks.
Okay, but the fact of the matter is Q's question was which one was better, and he brought up a valid point, dude. He brought up a very valid point.
But you can't. But how can you be a leader if you're gonna have losing records?
I'm asking you a question. He did not have a losing record. We didn't make it to the play. Okay.
He made the playoffs once, and he got blown out by Baltimore.
I'm gonna say this to you,
and we benefit from an easy schedule that year.
Can I say his first year?
Hey, Alexander, and I back you up on a lot. You're making excuses now. Come on.
Yes, you are.
Let me go real quick.
Just say you don't like him, bro. Just say if you don't like him. Just say
I never said I didn't like him. I just said that
you making excuses like you don't like him. That's the person that's hiding. They're hiding. They're not telling the truth.
Let Estefan go. Let Estefan go. Go ahead, Estefan.
This goes out to all the anti-Flores people. Listen, including you, Alexander. This is why I'm saying this.
And Crypto and Todd.
You can criticize him. You can criticize him as a coach, but the reason why you're wrong is because if you actually paid attention to what he was doing, even though he's a first, second-year head coach, what he was trying to do was play time of possession. That's what he was trying to do. Because I live in Texas, and I watched a lot of Cowboys games. And when they had Jason Garrett at the helm, he could not get it done. When the clock hit 0, they were always behind on the scoreboard. You need to be up. For a first-timer, Flo, even though he didn't do it all the time, that's what he was trying to execute. That was his goal as a coach. That's what he was doing. That's a fact. That's not just an opinion. I'm telling you the truth. And see, where our fan base is misled right now is because a lot of y'all are pinning this on Flores. You can't do that. It's not his fault. Because it takes 3 to steer the ship. It takes an owner, the GM, and the head coach. They all have to be on the same page.
Hit the nail on the head.
They all have to be on. Every great organization in any pro sport has to have those 3. Look at the Cubs.
Let me piggyback.
Look at the Cubs in baseball.
Let me piggyback real quick off Estefan. To Slim Shady's point, a good owner sits back, writes the checks, and collects the trophies. Yes. And delegates somebody to lead this team. Slim Shady hit the nail on the head with that. You know, and
the perfect team
and I
to
think
see
that's
that is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh does that.
So when you're talking about blaming Flores for us overpaying people not wanting to come in on the coaching staff, overpaying players to fill the roster, that is not his responsibility. That's the GM's. And guess what? The person that put that GM in his place, that's his fault as well.
Was the owner.
You can't blame the coach for that. He has no control of that. The coach's responsibility is like, this is what you filled my roster with. This is what I'm going to war with. I respect a lot of y'all's opinions, but I think you guys are included in the fan base. This is why our fan base is divided, because we target the wrong issues.
Thank you.
When we apply, when we're diagnosing what's wrong.
I got a quick.
You know what I mean?
So the Jacksonville game,
and I'm not saying anybody in particular on this panel, but a lot of us.
Right?
Hold on. A lot of us will say those takes so that it favors our narrative.
Right? Can I
Buffalo lost to Jacksonville too, right? Buffalo lost to Jacksonville.
Real quick.
Go ahead, Rashad. Rashad, ask your question to Estefan, and then I'm going to bring in Todd on the panel.
From this offseason, you don't feel that Greer caters to the coach? Like what he brought in for McDaniel, you don't feel like those were requested? Those were moves made as a grouping? That made me feel like Flores had more insight on what we brought in.
They both did. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think Flores was doing the same thing. Hey, this guy fits our schemes. Go get him. But the GM's responsibility is the one that's supposed to go execute the trade and make sure the guy ends up on the roster.
So what you're saying is there's players.
Go ahead, Todd.
Let Todd go. Go ahead, Todd.
I only got 3 minutes. The one thing I want to say is players talk. And when you have players come in like X who doesn't want to play for Flores, Van Noy who doesn't want to play for Flores, when he left, he trashed Flores. You got to understand, players talk. You're not going to get good players wanting to come in when they talk to people like that.
No, look, Todd. Yeah, go ahead, Q. You can rebuttal to Todd.
Van Noy is a salty man. He sucks. He went to New England and he sucked and he got cut again. So what does that say?
All right, what's that?
He went to New England, back to his stomping grounds where he made his money.
But X is the face of our defense, and you don't have to
X is a mercenary. He's like a Dominican suit. You can't.
He's not a mercenary. He's not a mercenary.
Yes,
he's been here his whole career.
Mercenary.
He's been here his whole career.
Everybody to stay on this team is my question.
He got
Flores and Greer.
Okay, how come half the defense was sad that he got fired?
Why did Baker get that huge contract?
Actually, I didn't see.
Why is everybody so willing to walk away?
I only saw the veterans say something, not the young
Oh
guys.
my God! I swear,
Honestly.
man, y'all blind to a lot of things. You didn't see what's his name? The guy we just signed to the big contract.
Emmanuel.
He was sad. He was upset.
A lot of people were.
I wasn't as much as.
All right, Q. To your point, somebody wants to come in and assist you on your point. Crypto, what's up, Crypto?
What's going on, Crypto?
Yeah, what's going on? This is a bunch of nonsense of selective amnesia going on. Q is 1 million Q is 1,000,000% correct on everything he said about the situation. Here it is. Well, I'm going to point out the selective amnesia you guys get about players don't want to come for Flo. For about 3 months, you guys try to perpetuate this whole mantra that Deshaun Watson wanted to play for Flo. He wanted to come in and doggone follow Flo around the globe because he was the sole reason. So all of a sudden now we want to say no big name players want to come play for Flo when we was trying to perpetuate this whole meme that nobody wanted to come play for Flo. Last time I checked, Deshaun Watson is a pretty good player. Last time I checked, I don't know, maybe he's a bump. I don't know. That was the mantra over the last 3 months. So that kills that whole narrative that nobody wanted to play for Flo. When you guys in this fan base was trying to say who wanted to come play for.
We said defensive players, Crypto.
I said if we had I'm gonna say
we
this.
never said hold on. We never said
in and
players.
they
We
kicked
said
other
defensive
teams.
players.
defensive
players. He brought in defensive players as well,
and made them the
I'm sure
highest
Von
paid
Miller
players,
wanted to play for him. Would have wanted to play for him.
He didn't. Though.
It would have been no different.
Didn't happen.
Von Miller was in the contract.
Y'all think Von Miller would have gave us a team-friendly contract over the contract that he got for the Bills? That's what it sounds like
from Buffalo, bro. Buffalo.
That's what it sounds like.
Let me ask you a question.
He would have
do you think
anyway, Von Miller?
No, hold up, Crypto. I have a question for you, Crypto. You ready? Let me ask you something. Do you think it's a better opportunity for him to win another Super Bowl ring in LA with the Rams or with Buffalo and the Bills?
LA with the Rams.
Okay, so why did he pick Buffalo over going back to LA? Because LA had a contract on the table that he got paid from Buffalo, Crypto.
But it ain't about ring chasing no more from him.
So it's about getting paid. You're making our point. You're making our point.
I'm gonna say this.
How am I making your point, Stephen D? You said Buffalo or the Rams.
Crypto, the original. Hold on.
You said Buffalo or the Rams. You ain't say nothing about Miami in this part of this equation.
Because we're comparing it to the scenario of any big time defensive players. If they came here, it was because of the money. Ndamukong Suh, Byron Jones.
Well, the Dolphins didn't offer him that kind of money like the Bills did or the Rams did.
To your point, he was never available at that time.
But
I'm talking about as far as me trying to pursue him.
If Flores was still here, you don't think that some of those players would want to come to play with Flores in the defense that we run?
I'm not saying they wouldn't want to. I'm saying who's good? Come on, Von Miller.
I'm sure
a Super Bowl. He just won the Super Bowl to come play for Brian Flores.
I'm gonna say
this, get in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Brian Flores' defense in the Super Bowl, and the reason why he was hired by the Dolphins because he shut down the most powerful offense in the Rams at the time that we hired him. That was one of the premises and what we hired him for in the first place.
No Ty Gurley. Yeah, we know.
Irregardless of no Ty Gurley, that's irrelevant, but he still shut him down.
That's irrelevant. He was the best back in the league that year.
But that offense,
that's
okay. And they still had an offensive line that could still pick up the slack, and the next man up would have been a difference if they wasn't playing against Flores' defense.
No. I'm
not welcome back, Conjo.
The Rams would have been fine if they wasn't playing against Flores' defense.
Hold on for a second. Y'all can't do that.
Just like Tennessee ran all over us with a third offensive back with a good offensive line.
Mute everybody for a second, Stephen.
Go ahead,
guys. For a second. So we're blaming Flores for players not wanting to come here, and all players don't want to play. Hold on, let me finish. You're not the only person. People trying to put it on Flores. I'm just trying to live my life, Stephen. I really am. But y'all talk something. I could easily say, "Are you ready for it, Stephen?" Bomb drop.
Go ahead.
People didn't want to play for Tua. Didn't want to play with them. True. Prove me wrong. Because people sit there and say, "Hey, he's wasting my career."
Nobody's denying that. Nobody's arguing that point with you.
If y'all saying that Flores made those defensive players the highest paid person, we had to make Tyreek
another created narrative.
We had to make Tyreek Hill the highest paid receiver.
There is another creative narrative.
Y'all do know Tyreek chose us, right?
Another creative.
Yes, he did, and we also made him the highest paid receiver.
Hold up. Who just said that?
And he chose him because he was home.
Wait.
Hold up.
Not because he's playing for a particular individual.
Did you just say that
Brian Flores? Hello?
Hold on. Did you just say that Debo chose us between us and the Jets? Can't play that card, sir.
Tyreek,
no. It was either go play for the worst team in the NFL and come play for us. There wasn't much of a choice.
Yeah, he was playing here. He was playing here on a
Come on, bro.
What's the narrative?
Exactly.
No, we're not playing that game with
Alex,
hold
on. Alex, what's the narrative?
Right, exactly. And plus, he said in his press conference, Stephen D, that he wanted to come play because he was closest to home.
Who came here to play with Tua? I'll wait.
Nobody's arguing that.
No. Alexander is arguing it.
Oh, never mind.
Alexander said, hey, last time check Tyreek Hill's here.
Tyreek lives here. Tyreek
here.
Tyreek lives right in Davie, man.
And those extra commas and zeros on the end of their balance sheet makes a difference.
Comma,
Zach Wilson is here.
Comma,
Zach
zero.
Wilson is here. Zach Wilson is here. And two is with the Jets. Who do you think he chooses?
He's
But
still
you
Us
gotta
every year
understand.
you're talking,
That's
Alexander.
BS.
You're talking about
That's
the
BS.
Jets. The Jets suck.
What?
The
What?
Jets,
Hold on, what?
exactly. The
Hold on,
predicament
what
the
did-
Jets
what
was
did-
in pre-draft was different. I bet you if the stages was reset, he probably wouldn't choose the Dolphins.
I disagree.
Let me
Alex,
ask you
take
let
off
me
your
ask you
Alex,
guys a
take off
question.
I
your
disagree.
That was
Alex, take off your homer
pre-draft.
Can I
hat.
ask a
He
question
didn't know
for
how
you
the
guys?
Jets was going to look
No,
after the draft.
Oh,
Crypto,
but
That's probably
crypto.
why.
Alex, take off
Let
your
me
homer
ask, let
hat.
me ask you guys a
like
question.
Y'all
like
got
you
every
guys
scenario made up.
You
Can I
guys
ask,
I
can I
know.
ask you a
this
question?
freaking
Can I
narrative.
ask you guys a
You-
This
question real
selective
quick?
amnesia's got to
It's
And
stop.
what's funny is
Tua,
I'm arguing with Alexander about the point of he had to choose between the Jets, and I'm arguing with Crypto because the flip side. No, he just so you both know, okay? Crypto and Alexander who are arguing both sides to it, okay? Each other. He would have come here no matter what for two reasons. Number one, he lives here in the off season.
I don't disagree with that, Steven.
He's from here.
He's from here, and the second reason is
Thomas,
I will
zeros
Josh
at the end of his
McDaniel.
ledger.
The
Josh
commas.
McDaniel. Don't forget about Josh McDaniel.
Can I ask you guys a
Y'all act
question
like
real
he
quick?
came here on a discount. Did he come here on a discount?
He did not.
Can I ask
Exactly.
you guys
I
a
would have wanted
question?
That could be
Alexander.
a no
Did he come here on a discount?
Do you think
Did he take a
Tyreek Hill
discount
would
to
have wanted to play for Brian Flores?
Can I ask you guys a question?
It wouldn't have mattered because he came here for the same two reasons we just indicated before.
No, I don't think he would have.
It's Wildin' Out Wednesday. I can't help it.
I got a question for the panel. I got a question for the panel.
He is that dude. He don't care who his coach would be as long as the terms and conditions is right. And Flores wasn't one of them.
And he got money. He has money coming into his pocket.
But I think
coming into his
Flores-
pocket regardless. It don't care
So
who.
can I ask you guys a question
So you
real
don't
quick?
think McDaniel had any factor in Tyreek Hill coming here at all?
Absolutely
At
not.
all.
No, none.
Because he would have said so in his press conference. He gave us the full unabated scoop on why he came here. Let's not reinvent
I'm
Wade.
not arguing with you. I'm not
Can I say something to you guys real quick?
Go ahead, Q.
Let me say this. You see the Jets past two drafts?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why couldn't we make the same kind of picks? We don't know what they're gonna do on the field.
Really?
Man. That
Q,
man, the Jets
really?
had a great draft, man.
Q, time out. Q, listen for a
The
second.
Jets-
Just listen to
the
yourself
Jets-
for a second. You just said,
the
why can't
Eagles-
the Dolphins do that? Did the Dolphins not do that last year, gentlemen? Did they not
Yeah,
do
that
that
was
last
an
year?
anomaly, Stephen. We want to keep
But did we
doing it, though.
not do it last year?
No.
Yeah, we did it. We did it last year, but he's just trying to say that was an outlier.
Let me one up with that, Mr. Q. Jets would have been in the same boat had they had gotten Tyreek Hill because they would have had to give up stuff too. But we got Tyreek Hill. So let me ask you: would you rather?
But you know,
have
Tyreek Hill came here because of McDaniel.
Time here. Would you rather have?
No, he
Would
didn't.
you rather
Not at
have?
all.
Stop it,
What,
Benjo.
Tyreek, Q, listen to me. Q, listen to me.
I'm listening.
Would you rather have the last two off seasons and the last two drafts of the Jets? Or would you rather have the last two off seasons and the last two drafts of the Dolphins? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
No, answer the question. Q.
No, they wouldn't have
Answer
had
the
that
question,
receiver
Q.
that they got now, and they would have had Tyreek in place of him. That was the only
I'm gonna
difference.
be honest with you. Know what I really had the Jets. The Jets are gonna be good, better than people
I can't
think.
talk to you, Q.
You got. I'm gonna say this. You
Can't
gotta
do it.
stop. You got
No. He's just trying to say the Jets did good for
They
themselves.
did good for themselves. The Eagles did too, man.
The Dolphins fans are glossing over the fact that another
Yes.
team within our division have became competitive. That's
Yes,
all it
man.
is.
That's what you gotta understand. You gotta look at the whole. I look at the whole everything.
Two off season. What? I'm putting in a poll question. What last two off seasons and drafts would you rather have? Would you rather?
I think it's par. I think it's about even.
Because if you go
That's what it is. It's about even.
on each team. It's about
I said it's about
level
even,
on each
Steven.
team.
It's par.
We have
You're splitting
That's
hairs,
a par
really.
question.
Yeah, because we have a better
You're splitting
secondary.
hairs.
We have a better secondary. We have a little bit of better pass rush. They have better interior. They have better linebackers.
They got a better front four.
They have a better offensive line. They have a better.
Boy, this is Wildin' Out Wednesday at its finest. I'm sorry.
I'm just being 100 with you, man.
It's about par.
I'm just saying, y'all.
I think it's par.
Yeah,
I think it's 50-50. Half you will want us, and half you will want them.
Yes.
Listen, I just
They're voting. They're voting. Let the votes
I just
come
came in because
Well,
y'all
they
not gonna
voting
keep
because
sitting
they're
here.
voting from a Dolphins perspective. Of course, you're gonna get a lopsided ratio on the poll.
Hey, hold on.
That's a slanted poll.
Let's bring in a Buccaneers perspective. Slim Shady Canes. Last two
No.
off seasons, last two drafts. You're a Buccaneers fan, but who would you rather have? The last two off seasons and drafts of the Dolphins or the last two off seasons of the Jets? Slim Shady Canes.
I think with some of the moves that Miami did, particularly this offseason, I would have to take Miami.
But he's basing it on this.
It's because of two players. It's because of two
I
players.
guess two players over Trump what they did collectively in the draft. They offensive line, they linebackers, they defensive line, they secondary.
Because
two
the
players
drafts,
really
I
will
would
make the
put them
difference.
about even. So you have to look at who the Jets brought in and who Miami brought in. And I would say Miami brought in a little bit better caliber player than the Jets did in free agency.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm also going to put that question
Joe, you taking it
on Twitter, too. I'm going to put that question on Twitter.
Now,
and
I know how this is going to sound coming from me.
I know it's not a Michelob like Esther was, but
being a Bucks fan, but to the point of players not wanting to play for Flores, apparently Tom Brady didn't want to play for Flores.
Tom Brady also
just throwing it out there.
You got a
Tom
point.
Brady,
Throwing it out there.
Tom Brady said F them because we chose Fitzpatrick. That was the organization chose Fitzpatrick. They had nothing to do with Tom Brady choosing. That was the organization choosing Fitzpatrick. He said they chose that guy. That was Brady's words, meaning that he would have came.
He was going to come.
Exactly.
We didn't want him. Flores didn't meet with him. That's why he's not a Dolphin.
Exactly. So Jesus Christ, this disease of selective amnesia and twisted word is insane.
Y'all funny.
This is spreading throughout the state of Florida, apparently.
No, it's not. Not in Central Florida.
Can I say something too?
Stop here.
It might make some people upset.
God.
Especially the two of these.
Selectively putting words in Flores' mouth, and Flores didn't want to meet on the phone.
You see how Wilson played at the end of the year?
Yes.
He was playing better than two at the end of the year.
No,
and if that was to combat what I said about Deshaun Watson wanted to go play travel with Flores, that fell flat.
Yeah,
I got a question then.
Go ahead,
Answer me
Slim
this.
Shady.
If the Dolphins didn't want Brady or Flores didn't want Brady, why is it less than a calendar year later, all you hear about is Sean Payton and Tom Brady possibly coming to Miami?
That was only for a short season. That was only for like a 7-day time period.
By 2 weeks, I think it was.
Exactly, at maximum. It wasn't like it was the mantra for a whole freaking year or two during that duration with them two as a package, because Sean Payton was still the coach of the freaking Saints.
And it's not.
Sean
hold
Payton
on,
was
listen,
still under
that only
contract
happened shortly after he freaking left. He resigned.
Hold on.
Sean
Very
Payton's still under
briefly.
contract from
hold
the
on.
Saints, so I mean,
It
it
was
never would have
not
happened
that.
anyway.
Hold on, Slim Shady. It was not that Flores didn't want Brady. It's that he didn't want to meet him on the boat during illegal terms. You act like he would, like it was just free agency and it was wide open for him to meet with Brady. He didn't want to meet with them in an illegal situation. No, he was still under contract. That's why he had to do
Tom Brady was an unrestricted free agent.
No, during the time
as a
that meeting was
package
going to
deal
take place,
to make your logic work, Sean Payton would have had to be not a free agent.
That was during the no tampering period.
No, the 2019 offseason. The
That was
2019
during the
offseason, the first year he joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was a free agent. He was none of the.
But Sean Payton wasn't. Sean Payton wasn't. So how could it be a package deal?
Because
that would be tampering.
Sean Payton was talking about this offseason. This offseason after Brian Flores was fired.
But yeah, he would still have to get permission from the Saints to talk to us, and he didn't.
They were going to trade for him.
And that's something I've never understood, because Sean Payton's still under contract with the Saints for another 2 seasons.
That's why I believe that was nonsense to begin with, the whole situation.
They were going to trade for Sean Payton.
That's why I'm just easily buying to narrative, talking points, and stereotypes.
Slim Shady, you know why? Because everybody think that the Dolphins,
Slim Shady, that's how the Buccaneers. That's how the
they think the Dolphin ownership is just is always on the up and up. That's a problem.
Exactly. It happened. You could trade for coaches in the NFL.
The fan base, like Alex, believe the Dolphins are in the up and up.
John Gruden was traded.
Hold on,
that's a problem.
Well, I'm just saying it's something I've never heard of.
No, Slim Shady. The reason why you never heard of it is because people like Alex, that type of fan, thinks that the Dolphins do everything clean. and they're always on the up and up. That they're not doing anything backdoor.
Right.
Every team is. I was about to say every team is.
Oh no, not the Dolphins. We're the holiest of the holiest.
Hey, that's like
no.
Like
our
10
problem
years
is
ago,
our problem is
any-
we just get caught.
That's like 10
Well,
years
that's
ago.
too,
Any
Stevens. We always
college
get
in
caught with
America
hands in
saying
the
they don't
cookie
pay
jar.
players. Yeah, you do.
Must be nice, Mr. Slim
You know
Shady.
what, Slim Shady?
Yeah, I
you
think
know
2
what's
years
funny about
removed.
that?
Clean, Bonjo.
You know,
Yeah,
Slim
that's
Shady just brought up.
correct, bro.
Slim Shady just
Great-
brought up
great
a funny
job.
point, saying that.
I love you, Alex.
Slim Shady, what did you say? That NCAA was hypocrites for saying that players shouldn't get or they don't get paid when we knew
Well,
that they
no,
did.
saying
There's a car chase going on
NFL
in Miami-Dade.
teams don't do stuff backdoor is like saying college universities don't pay players 10 years ago.
Yeah, and we know that.
they did.
And here's the funny part now: these NIL deals that are paying millions. The NCAA came out with a statement yesterday saying that they're going to review the NIL deals and put caps on or like caveats on them because these players are getting paid way too much.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's hypocritical of them to say that. That's just my problem with it.
Well, see, I don't. I'm on the side of you're getting. I've always looked at it like this. And we'll just use University of Miami for an example. You're getting upwards of a $200,000 education for free room and board. None of those players are hurting for a thing to eat. So shut up about you don't get paid.
Oh no, they do hurt.
Can I say something?
This isn't 1980.
How
Okay.
far a degree in basket weaving is going to get you in today's society?
Can I say something to you, man?
If you're dumb
I don't
enough
care
to
if
get
you
a
give me a
degree in
full ride
basket weaving,
at the
that's
PhD
your
level.
problem.
If it's in basket weaving, it don't work.
Well, and if you're stupid enough to get
Slim
a
Shady,
degree in
but
basket
Slim
weaving,
Shady,
that's your
Slim
problem.
Shady, that's not the
Yeah,
argument.
but that's not the point.
Slim Shady, the argument is these NIL deals have been going on for what, a year now, right?
Yeah.
The moment the University of Miami stepped in and started paying their players $3 million, $5 million, basketball.
Some of the
football.
players got $50,000 a year. So
Yeah.
half the team
here, right?
And that's the majority of players are getting that kind of thing.
It wasn't until over the last 2 or 3 weeks
I'm
that
gonna
these
go down that
University of
avenue
Miami
either.
players got paid that the NCAA was like, oh, maybe we should look into this.
Well, but see, here's the thing, though. Everybody said, I've admitted this before, I'm much more of a college fan than I am pro. And from the beginning, when NIL came in, everybody said it was going to be the Wild West at the beginning, and then you're going to see some regulations put into it. So, I mean, everybody knew that was coming.
But
I find it very funny that it happened the moment Miami started making moves.
Let me say this. If you have a player, take like a quarterback from back in the day, Woodrow Danson played for Clemson back in the day, or Joe Hamilton played for Georgia Tech back in the day. You telling me if they sign a $1 million NIL deal for 3 years or 2 years, that's too much money? Because think about it, Joe Hamilton didn't get to play that much. He got made to the NFL. He had to get converted to running back.
Well,
So
see,
did
here's the
Woodrow
thing.
Danson.
People
Those
are
are great
people
players.
are conflating. People are conflating two different things. These NIL deals are not the NCAA paying players.
It isn't.
The NCAA shouldn't even pay players.
I still feel as though the players should get paid because the schools
they're making money off your labor.
Too much money off of you.
Can I say something to this, Steven?
Exactly. What's so hard to conceive about that? They're making money off your labor, regardless of them giving you a quote unquote scholarship. That's irrelevant.
Crypto. Let me
no,
speak
it's
on
not when you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of scholarship.
No, it's not because room and board is cheaper.
Hold on. This is where you're wrong. Because at the end of the day, if I give you free room and board, right, and give you a $3,000, you got to live off the rest of the year for that. Go. How you gonna?
Yeah, that's all you get. That's people don't understand.
Exactly.
For a whole entire year.
I'm telling you.
Wait a minute.
$5 million.
Do y'all actually think that these college football players are having to pay for anything?
Can I say something to you, man?
Hold on. So what are they not paying for?
You don't know what they're going through, bro.
Because it's illegal. Hold on. If they go to Miami Subs and they get a free sub, that's illegal.
Illegal.
Without the NIL deal, that's illegal.
It still
So they
happens,
don't pay
though.
for
You
that
know that,
food.
right?
I'm talking. But see, you're talking about how college football was set up 30 years ago. I'm talking
Nah,
about how
I'm
college.
talking about
Hang on.
I'm talking about what
Hang
you
on.
mean? I'm talking
I'm
about
talking
before
about
the
how
NIL
it's.
deal. I'm talking about
about
2
how
years
it's
ago.
set up right now.
No,
where
no, I'm
every
talking
school,
about 2
every
years
school
ago,
has
before the
a
NIL deal.
Von Joe,
Before the
if you
No,
NIL
you're
deal,
not
Well, why
talking
they
2
kids
years
wasn't
ago.
getting
why are
paid
they
2 years
making it go
ago.
get a sub
If you
illegal?
think they
Then you
weren't
should be
getting paid
against
2 years ago,
abolishing
you
that
have
You
lost
can't go
sight.
make it rain at
just
the
on
strip
But
club
that
principle.
on
was illegal.
three
That was
heat
These
bro.
illegal.
But
it
let me
We're
was
say,
talking
can I
about.
illegal,
say,
but it was still happening.
I
Go
know,
can I
on.
but
say something
exactly.
to you,
But not
Matt?
everybody was partaking in that. I'm talking
And
about
Can
the
none
I
of
say?
people
these.
that.
Thank you.
I'm talking about
There's
the
not a
people that's
single
sitting there and
scholarship
doing it the right
athlete.
way. No, I'm talking about doing
No,
it the
hang
right
on.
way. Where yes, my
You're
college is paid
conflating
for.
two different things, calling them the same. There is not a single full scholarship college athlete going hungry without a roof over his
What are you
head.
talking about? There was a
That's
whole
not
documentary
true.
on
That
it.
is not true.
There was a
That
whole
is
damn
not true.
documentary on it. What are you talking about?
It's not true,
Is
bro.
that
That's not
serious
true,
to
Slim
you?
Shady. There are
It's
plenty
That's
of
not
30
true,
for
there are
30.
Slim Shady.
plenty
There
That
was
of
is
a whole
like
30
kids.
for 30 on
so
it.
There are
exactly.
That
plenty.
they
There
got
was a
these college
That's what's
movie.
kids.
prevalent.
There was
They
a
got
whole
these
30
college
movie.
years
kids.
ago.
Yes.
No,
Hold on.
it was
No.
No,
Slim
this
Shady.
is the
No.
lead
This
up
was
to
The last
today.
recent.
10 in the last 5 to 10 years.
Right. This is
Yeah.
current. This is current events.
What are we? Listen, you have these kids. Yes, you paid for my college, but guess what? I already made that money back for you. All right. Yes, you paid for my room and board. Guess what? I already made that money back for you. Okay, I have a three.
Tenfold,
Hold on.
Von Joe.
No, we're not even gonna talk about the phones. Now you give me a $3,000 stipend. I got a $3,000 stipend that I have to stretch for a whole entire year to go get food. And if I get anything from anywhere else, I lose my scholarship. If I
Wait a
lose,
minute.
I lose
Where
my
are you
scholarship.
getting? Where are you
Exactly,
getting food? Where are
CB83.
you buying food
If
from?
you're
Because
employed by somebody, you
all
deserve
these
a paycheck,
D1 college, all
regardless
these
of what
D1
side benefits
players
you get.
are under the school's nutrition program. They're on a
You know the
3,000
school.
calorie
You
a
know the
day
school
diet.
nutrition pro. No. You know the new school nutrition program only lasts the school year. You know,
Yes.
It only lasts the
there's
school
months
year,
outside
and
the year.
and you only get 3 meals a day, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I'm supposed to be a well-trained
I
athlete.
could be wrong about that second
But
one, but I'm
again,
pretty
It
sure.
depends on what school you go to. It depends
Exactly.
what
So
school
when it
you
comes
go to.
outside that school year, how am I surviving?
Yes.
You want me to stay on campus?
If you think there's an Ohio State, Alabama, Miami, name your school,
Can I
player
say
going
something? Can I
hungry,
say?
you're 30
Can I
years
say
You're
behind
naming
the
big
times.
time schools.
Can
What
I
about
say
the other
something?
million schools
Slim
throughout the
Shady,
country?
I think you're behind the times because you're not caught up.
Slim
Because this is
Shady,
happening now.
Slim Shady.
You're grossly misinformed, sir.
And you're listing off a litany of big time schools versus the intermediate and small schools that's doing the same thing.
No, I'm talking about but crypto. I'm talking about D1 athletes. These are Division One
Slim
athletes.
Shady, hold on.
Yeah, I get
Von
that
Joe.
part too. But I'm saying every school in the country that has a football program that's employing players need to be paying them like the employees.
But by
Bottom
the way,
line.
it's not just football, crypto. It's basketball, it's baseball, it's hockey, it's soccer, it's all these programs, right? Now, the other problem is, Slim Shady, is you're also looking at it from the perspective of the football program, right? So let's take your scenario for a second that you're even remotely close to that is you're even remotely close in your truth. And that is these football players are getting paid in $200,000 what's the word I'm looking for? Scholarship, and they get free food and they have whatever. Let's say that's Division One. And that's 108. What is that? 220 schools, guys, or 180 schools?
Yeah.
Something to that effect. And you got to know that all 54 players that are on the team aren't getting that. That's one. Number two, the other thing you also have to worry about too is the other players in the other sports: basketball, baseball, soccer, and the women's sports as well. You have to be able to. You have to be able to do that. So you're saying 30 years ago. The problem is today. In 2022, there are plenty of players in Division I schools at other sports that aren't getting the treatment that the 53 players or 54 players on the football roster are.
Oh, I don't disagree with that at all.
Now, the other thing is, let's say, okay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about player X who got a $500,000 deal and an NIL deal. The problem is you know what sells tickets? Football does. And if I have 100,000 seat stadium and my head coach makes $9 million a year, which makes that coach the highest paid employee of the state, by the way, in most scenarios.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right? You got to know, there's 8 home games plus times 100,000 plus food plus memorabilia plus fan gear, all that. These schools are making money fist over fist over fist over fist. And if I'm a player and I'm your star player, I'm one of the reasons that you're in a championship every year and a year out basis in the SEC. Are you damn skippy? I should be paid $500,000, and it shouldn't even be questioned because they're playing out of professional. They're playing against professional talent, even though they're amateurs. They're playing at professional talent, and they're playing a schedule that would be just like a professional. College football is straight up pros. I don't care what anybody says. And you're a student on top of that.
But what I think you're doing, Steven, and I brought this point up a minute ago, I'm not. NILs is no different than a player getting a job.
Correct.
And I said this a little while ago. People are conflating the NCAA or universities paying players to NIL deals, or like I said, it's the equivalent of them getting a job.
Who gets those Who gets the NIL deals to go through? Boosters. Who do the boosters work for? Or support? Maybe not work for, support the school, because they're making money too.
Yes, but the rules are clearly already set up in place. That just use Texas A&M for an example, because they just had that outrageous class. Texas A&M could not be the ones to do it. Like, for instance, there are even regulations on it at this point. Nick Saban cannot give a player an NIL deal for sponsoring his car lot.
I know, and you know what's funny about that?
LSU alum
exactly. And so Alabama, you know how many people Nick Saban knows within the boosters and the community? He can't physically do it, but he can do it. Okay, there's plenty of backdoor deals that can be done. And the funny part about that is, Slim Shady Kane, if you really want to get there, Deion Sanders, HBCU, yes, I'm going to go there, gets paid $100 million from Barstool Sports. Do you know where that money goes? It goes to all of the other sports programs within the Jackson State University program. Yes. He doesn't just keep it in the football program. I love Deion Sanders. Absolutely. I think Deion, I'm going to say it right now, is the best head. I'm not saying he's the best football head coach. I just think he's the best coach in college sports because he understands what the business is.
He gets it.
He gets it. And he understands that, hey, $100 million, I don't just need to keep this with the football program. I can give this to the other sports programs.
Yeah. Should help build the university as a whole.
Exactly.
Well, that happens everywhere.
Tide lifts all.
It doesn't happen as often.
I won't say it happens everywhere.
No, I don't think it happens to the degree that Deion's doing it, but football money absolutely ends up everywhere in the school.
No. That's not always true.
I have to disagree with you on that.
You can't put that blanket statement, man.
There are plenty of sports programs that have folded in the last 5 to 10 years. Big time schools that their sports program, some sports program folded because there was not enough money coming into it. Meanwhile, the football program at said school might make $100 million.
They thrive.
Yeah. I don't disagree with your blanket statement of, hey, look, the NIL deals came into place. It was going to be the wild, wild west. And eventually there would be caveats or rules or regulations put on it. I don't disagree with that. My biggest issue with it is, Slim Shady Canes, is it did happen 3 months after. It did happen 6 months after. It's almost been a year. That's one. And the other problem to it is now that the numbers are getting higher and higher per player. Remember, Deion's deal was for Jackson State and Deion Sanders. Now, all of a sudden, like at the University of Miami, Life Wallet, I think is the name of it. They're paying how much is it? Like 500,
some of the Derek King was one.
3 million, right? 3 million.
I mean, your average players getting like 50,000 a year.
Yeah, 50,000.
That's the average player.
But my thing, you know how it started with?
Let them kids get their bread.
Derek King
I'm all
started
for
it
it.
last year. Derek King.
That's a
started
dangerous
last year.
game.
It's,
It
Life
is,
is life is dangerous.
But let me ask you
True.
something. Who just said that? Rashad, you just
Yeah.
said that. You said it's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Is
Because
it
he can
fair
get
that
the money.
is it fair that EA Sports gets to make billions of dollars on a NCAA football game, which by the way they haven't made in over a decade because
not fair.
players weren't getting paid
Yeah.
from it?
Trust me, I believe they
because the
deserve
player
to
from
get paid
Northwestern.
too. But I feel like it's like I think it could be like a severance pay or something, a severance pay. Like after you complete something.
No, man, you can't do it because okay. I'm gonna ask you a question. You are a true freshman.
Disagree, California.
Your true
California.
freshman year, you rush for 2,000 yards. Your sophomore year, you rush for another.
I
2,000
disconnected
yards.
right there. My bad.
And then your the NIL comes to you and say, young man, we want to give you a $2 million contract for the next year when you play your junior year. You take it. In spring practice, you blow your knee out. You can't play football anymore. So what's going to happen?
They're not going to care about that kid. That kid's
yes,
done. And he's gonna and he's gonna have to finish off his career, paying for the rest of his.
Okay, you gave one example. What about all the kids that blew out their knee before that and didn't get paid nothing?
Well,
hang on.
That's a totally different conversation, Bonjo. I can't change
Well, hang on. I can name you two players in the last 5 years at the University of Miami that had career-ending injuries.
Yes.
Never got to play another down of football, but that university still honored their scholarship. They still got that education absolutely free.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
You got two players out of how many hundreds of thousands of players out there?
I come from a place that is life-changing money for people. That could change your life, your parents' life with $3 million, bro.
Exactly,
that's what people understand.
Kids get their bread.
Let them get their money.
$3 million would change anybody's life.
Hey, if anybody wants to donate $3 million to the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network,
there you go.
I'm here for it.
It's on the way, Stephen.
Because
it's coming, Stephen.
If you don't have the wherewithal to do something with the education that you're getting at the school, there's nothing you're gonna do because half the people work at my job. I'm just being honest. A lot of football players work at my job, making $80,000 a year, bro.
Really? Where you on?
Yes.
Can I get an app?
Hey man, you
I know former football players that make
you gotta do some time
less.
in there to get this. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest.
I mean, there are stories of
Yeah.
former football players that absolutely make less. But here's my thing: if you don't, and I mean, this is nothing to do with the money, but if you're going to take that scholarship to play football, and guess what? The majority of players will never play past college. So if you don't have the wherewithal to use your education to your advantage, that's a you problem.
But you got. Let me say this, Steve. Have you ever been around players that have been coddled their whole life because they've been good at sports? I'm from Florida. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Exactly. Come a dime a dozen. That's throughout the country.
Bonjo know what I'm talking about.
That's everywhere.
I'm talking about in the state of I went to play little league sports with people. I went to the NFL. They went to the freaking NFL. Like 5 or 6 people I know that went to the NFL.
Oh, if I would have stayed in Florida, me and Colin McCarthy would have played together.
My little area, my little corner of the universe, I know for a fact 5 people I know that went to the NFL. It is, and out of those 5, one of them is working with me, and he was a first-round draft pick.
I got a guy that won a Super Bowl that works with me.
I'm just saying it's because some people they don't. You gotta understand. You go to school, you come to school. You're a basket weaver. You're not learning anything. You're not learning how to deal with money, being money literate and stuff like that. These players don't know that because they come from different life situations that people don't understand.
Talk about that. I used to work at a call center with Hollywood Brown's sister.
Yeah, just say it's crazy, man. It's like to me, okay, see what Deion Sanders is doing, teaching the kids about money literacy and all that stuff. That's important stuff.
I think that they just passed. I think they just passed a law to make that a curriculum in the state of Florida.
Yes, because it's sad, bro. It's sad, bro.
Should be a national thing.
Well, it's bad that you actually have to pass a law to make it.
Well, guess what they did? They just made it like DeSantis just passed a law that says, "Hey, you got to teach financial literacy as part of the curriculum in these high schools."
Well, no. What I'm saying is it's sad that it's gotten to the point that they have to pass a law for people to learn that.
Well, welcome to the world.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't do good out of their own heart. Sometimes they have to be nudged a little bit.
The education that these kids get these days is garbage compared to the education we got back in the day.
Listen, you can't say that. It's America.
Yeah, I see my niece. She had to use a calculator for every damn thing.
All right, this is America, okay? You can't get mad at America. You can't get mad at our new math.
To be fair to your niece, they doing way more complex coding and calculating stuff they would need a calculator for.
No more. They don't teach social studies and history anymore.
Hey, you got social studies in the real world. This is America.
Yeah, all
right.
Yeah, social studies in the real world.
You're right. Because some of the stuff.
But they should be teaching basic.
Hey, Zizo,
basic civics should be taught.
To your question, the deal is that Barstool pledged $100 million to Jackson State, or to Deion Sanders and Jackson State over the next 10 years or whatever. And they're doing that through NIL deals. They're doing that through they have a show on their platform called Coach Prime. And they're doing all that. So the $100 million isn't right off the front. It's through, hey, we pledge to spend this amount through you guys with being able to, you guys have this money available to different programs and stuff like that, and players, and that's the point. That particular deal isn't. That's what that is.
And when it comes to schools distributing money from football programs around, I don't keep up with what every college does. I just know I'm a Miami fan. Miami's always done that. The money football's made has been spread throughout the entire school.
Well, but the money that baseball
I just want to put it out there.
The baseball and football team make the most money.
What's up,
Steven? This me being on here has been so intense that my Apple Watch said it looks like you just took a hard fall.
I took that off, man.
See what happens on Mortal Kombat Wednesdays and Wildin' Out Wednesdays, y'all.
That is why I just got a notification that my Apple Watch said, "Hey, it looks like you took a hard fall." I had to say, "No, I didn't. I'm straight. I didn't fall."
What series you got? The 7?
Yeah, my wife got it for me for. My wife got it for me for Christmas.
I got the 6.
She's a pretty good lady, that Mr. Solomon. I tell you.
Hey man, I'll say you go.
Well, the Apple Watch is officially trashed, Ron Joe. You got to get you a Garmin.
A what? No, I had a Garmin. It didn't work out for me.
A Garmin. I had a Garmin.
The Phoenix 7. You got to get the Phoenix 7.
No, I like things. I like my ecosystem. My iOS ecosystem. It works.
Oh, okay. You in the ecosystem. That's good. Yes. I'm in the Android ecosystem, so I have to say
my iOS ecosystem.
iOS has the most secured software over Android over any actually phone company.
All right, there you go. Get iOS.
I won't. Don't go down that road.
I got a Galaxy started about stupid. iPhone is a children's toy.
No, but seriously, iOS is actually more secure than Android software. It's easy to hack into Android software than it is the iOS.
Whatever.
Both can get hacked, man. So
both can get hacked eventually.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
iOS is more of a closed network than Android.
Let me hit the reset button.
The reset button, sir.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami Fan Morning Show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. I got Dolfan Chat fan panel going on right now. If you guys would mind donating to the channel, you guys can do that. If you guys donate in increments of $5, not even 10, 5, you will be entered to win this week's weekly giveaway, courtesy of ZSM Sports. This week's giveaway is Javon Holland and Brandon Jones, autographed 8x10 Blitz Boys. So donate to the channel, help the channel grow. You don't have to just donate $5. You can donate $100 or $500 or $1 million or one full Bitcoin or whatever it is you want to donate, like crypto says.
Steven, what happens
and
if I donate via Cash App?
And everybody out there,
if you donate through Cash App or PayPal, I double your entries.
So I get a buy one get one.
You get a buy one get one if you donate through Cash App.
Credit card. Got the
or
credit card.
PayPal. And
also, guys,
if you donate $50, I'll triple your entry.
So that's like a 3-for-1.
That's like a 3-for-1, Vonjo.
I just wanted to make sure I'm doing my math correctly.
And Vonjo, you know what you get?
You can't get that public.
What I get? What do I get?
And you know what? You're not just being eligible to win an awesome prize. You're donating to an amazing outlet like the Miami Sports Music Podcast
That
Network.
covers my Dolphins
every day for 3 hours plus a day.
Jeez, I only get a ticker that goes on the bottom of my screen when I watch ESPN and other national media.
I know, and you only get them for like 2 seconds. But here at Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, we give you your Dolphins coverage all the time.
We going on about 2.5 hours, Steven. Are you sure this happens every day here at Miami Sports Music?
It happens every weekday here at
guys.
the Miami Sports Music
My
Podcast Network.
My offer still stands.
Wow.
So all the people out there that don't want me on the panel, you donate about. Oh, if you donate $500, excuse me. Sorry. If you donate $500 to Steven, then I'll be off the panel for a week if you guys don't want me here.
Can I do that in installments?
Can we set up a payment plan?
Do you take a post-dated check? Do you take a post-dated check? Hey,
I don't know,
Steven.
Steven.
Can we set up a payment plan on that?
But hold on, Steven, I must say this is an amazing deal. We get to support so you're saying by donating $5, I get to support the channel and I get into the drawing?
You get to support the channel and donate the drawing.
And the drawing, yeah.
Wow, just $5, guys.
I'm just saying. It's awesome.
Support the channel.
Hey, also want to remind you guys too, if you missed last night's show, Dolphin Chat, the ladies of Dolphin Nation, go back and take a listen. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to all the ladies that were on the chat last night.
Nice,
Golf
man.
Freaky,
They were too nice.
305 Sports Babe, Nonis, Miss Vince, and Pamela. Who here watched it? Did you all watch it?
I did. They were too nice.
I did. I went to sleep. I had to catch up.
I wanted them to argue some more.
Lance McDonald says, I'll donate to that.
Yeah.
Look, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing it. The ladies were absolutely amazing. It was a good time.
I watched it.
Make sure if you haven't watched it, you go back and watch it. And the last thing I want to tell you all to do, okay, the last thing before we start doing final thoughts of the day. What I need to do is I need to grow the YouTube channel. And you know how I do that? In subscribes. So what I need you to do,
Steven, hold on, man. I ain't got money to subscribe, man. I ain't got
it's
money
free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe.
I just got to hit a
the
button.
channel. You just got to hit a button.
Press the button.
Just
And
press the button.
And it don't cost me nothing.
It's free. It doesn't. So look, if you're worried about, Steven, I don't have money to donate to the channel. Well, I'll tell you what you can do. If you still want to support the channel, there's a link that's in the chat right now. Take that link. And I want you to go on social media, and I want you to go through your text, your phone, your contacts, and I want you to text 10 people this link, and I want you to tweet 10 people this link and tag them in it and say, hey, look, do me a favor, go subscribe to this channel. So that's 20 people total. So everybody listening today, I want you to send 20 people this link through text and through social media and tell them, please go subscribe to the channel because it doesn't cost you anything. It's free.
There it is. All it costs you is a little effort.
Just a little effort, just a little time.
But
okay?
You only do that if you really care about your Miami Dolphins. If you're a true Dolphin, that's the only reason you should do it.
That's the only reason. Only reason.
If you're a true Dolphins fan.
Well, wait a minute. I'm not a Dolphin fan.
Well, if you're a Miami fan, you're a University of Miami fan, Slim Shady Canes.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? Only if you want this content to keep on going, guys.
You know what?
When
That
we
was
play
pretty
them.
good. Blake McDonald said, 20 people, what do I look like? Go Villa says, sounds like a pyramid scheme. All right, guys. All right, we'll start
That's a
doing
little
final
harsh.
thoughts of the day. Let's go around the horn. Estefan, get on, show us your Michelob Light and your shot, and do your final thought of the day, Estefan. I'm sure he's going to tell me.
Nah, man, I was actually getting into being healthy. I was eating oatmeal. Shout out to Vaughn.
So you had beer all morning, and now you're having oatmeal.
That is
I
a
had
healthy-
water. I had
I
some
was going to say
oats.
something else, but I didn't want to sound like a crazy.
I
You
had
and oatmeal is wild.
I had 2 glasses of water, and then I had some shots of rum, a couple of Michelob Ultras to keep the calories down, and then I had me an oatmeal with some toast. What's wrong with that?
You
And I'm about
sound
to
like
go, walk it out.
my homie. My homie is a Mexican, and he eats some of the craziest. He drinks beer. As soon as we get off work, he drinks, and he eats the craziest things. That is a weird mixture to me.
It's good for you. Beer's good for you.
It sounds like it would give you the BGs, the bubble guts.
He does. He uses the
Esther,
bathroom all night at work,
all I can say to that is that you know your body better than I do. So
Yeah,
Well, I would hope so, Von Joe.
How old are you, Estefan? You got to be younger than me, man.
Estefan, what is your final thought of the day, sir? That's what we're trying to
My final thought of the day is I feel for all these athletes, and that topic was much needed to talk about, but I don't know, man.
Hey, by the way,
Shout out to Steven.
shout out to Andrevius, DWA for Life member of 9 months. He said, what the heck are we arguing about today? You missed it, Andrevius. We had a great one today.
Non-subscribers. What's
Queen
the major
Dravius.
argument?
Queen Dravius. No, the show last night was fire with all the ladies, man. I really enjoyed it, man. It's good getting their perspective. So, what I got out of the show was Steven needs to stop DMing his jalapeno pepper to everybody. See y'all later.
Who's Steven?
Oh my,
Steven.
Go back and watch the show and you'll hear. But it wasn't my jalapeno pepper.
That was brutal.
OMG.
All right, who's next? Let's go with Slim Shady Canes.
Well, I'm glad I didn't get your jalapeno pepper in a DM.
Estefan had the line of the day. That's great.
No, yo, it was fun, and I actually too bad Estefan's gone because I can't wait for the time I can come in here again and
I promise y'all I will do a show with you up here about boxing. I will bring you guys in for it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to school him if he thinks old Saul is something to be looked up to.
All right, man. Is that your final thought of the day?
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
I love you, brother. Thank you for coming on, Slim Shady, man. You're the man, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Steven, let me go ahead and go because I got to actually get to work.
The thing that you should have been doing all day today so far?
This is very true. I'm like supposed to be an hour into work, and I'm here with you guys. Yeah. So,
by the way, Miami Sports Music Podcast Network doesn't have late notes or coming sick or I was at the doctor notes. We don't have that.
I see. But listen. At the end of the day, we all love our fans, and I say, these kids need to get paid because hey, life happens and it comes at you real fast.
And if you don't stop and look around in it once in a while, you might miss it.
You definitely will. So
what is that from? What movie is that from?
I have no clue. Right now, I can't think straight right now because
what did you say, Q?
Listen, I'm trying to get.
I don't know.
Ferris Bueller.
Okay, I'm trying to get my final thoughts out so I can get to work.
Well, I'm just interrupting you like you did everybody today. Green Rat was mad at you today, and me probably too. And because you were interrupting people all day.
Listen, I'm getting IM'd like crazy right now. So
where are you, Von Joe? You're not doing your job.
That is exactly why they IMing me about like they need me for a second to get into this meeting. But guys, I truly want to say love you guys all.
Hey, Green Rat, you can interrupt Von Joe right now.
You guys are doing a great job, Steven.
Shut up!
And
shut up,
guys. Please go ahead and donate to the show. Support our local content providers. that gives us great content. I mean, we've been here for close to 3 hours talking about our Dolphins and everything.
He said pay
that's
your
South
swear
Florida.
jar. He said pay your swear jar.
Steph Jew, I got you. Please send me the bill. And Steven, love you as always.
We already know.
Hey, guys.
Anytime you say that, it's $100 bill. You should know what it is, or you pay $100.
Fins up, guys.
Bye,
Love y'all.
Bonjo.
All right, Bonjo.
All right. Green Rat, what's up, buddy?
I don't know. I think after today, I feel like I got dumber on all the takes today.
Wow.
Tell us how you really feel, Green Rat. Tell us how
Right?
you really
I hear you. Nope. I don't know. I just think that a lot of the stuff that was talked today was unnecessary. It was irrelevant.
I agree, Green Rat. That's why I was mad earlier.
Hey,
I'm
did
like,
you guys see?
this is a silly
You guys see
conversation.
Chappelle that attacked on stage?
Alexander, wait your turn. Go ahead, Green Rat. Thank you.
Anyhow, no, I'll jump on here in the next couple days and everything. I'm at work, so I can't really say a whole lot. I'm actually up in the air throwing on sightings. So,
all right.
Have a good one, guys.
Don't
I'll
get hurt
jump in one of these.
Yeah.
All right, Green Rat, be good, bro.
But I guess the last thing is if anyone thinks that college players haven't been getting paid for the last 20 or 30 years, you're absolutely crazy, because they have been. So that's my last final take. Have a good one, guys.
They don't have a 1040Z. That's all that matters.
Alexander, now it's your
It don't
turn.
count.
Final thought of the day, Alexander. Take yourself off mute. Take yourself off mute, Alexander.
Yeah. My bad, guys. Yeah. So no, did you guys heard that Chappelle was attacked on stage at a Netflix event?
I did, and I heard Busta Rhymes and somebody else came to his aid and beat the guy up. It was crazy. It's
Yeah.
on video.
Listen, when we're doing these takes about about Flores and all that stuff, first of all, I want to go in and apologize to everybody on the panel about how I came on this morning.
You don't have to apologize, man. It's Wildin' Out Wednesday.
I was just pissed off, and
no
I know,
need
but
to
I'm just
apologize.
saying-
Don't apologize.
But
You're
I
good.
felt like in the back of my mind when we're talking about this whole Forrest thing, I felt like I was listening to the Billy Madison theme, saying, "God have mercy on your soul." We are now a little bit more dumber than we were.
That is a good. Yeah. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me find that, because that is a good one. Go ahead, finish it. Finish your final thought.
I want to say thank you very much for having me on, Stephen. Again, you are definitely awesome. Everybody on here is great as well. I love debating with you guys. You guys are definitely awesome, and God bless you and your families. And you all have a great rest of your day. Okay, stay safe.
All right, man. Be good. All right, and this is for you. Matter of fact, this is for everybody on the panel today, right here. Hope y'all can hear it.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
This is true.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Yep.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We're all dumber.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
A simple no would have done okay. Yes. I do love that. It is hands down like the best. I wish I had like a button where you could just play sounds and stuff, because that would get played all the time.
Or you can get a loop deck.
I need to get a
loop deck. You get a loop thing, man. Get it, definitely. Well, you guys have a great night, all right? Stay blessed, guys.
Be good, Alexander.
Bye-bye,
Peace.
Alexander.
Later.
All right. Who do I want? All right, Crypto. It's going to be, I think I'm going to have Q be the final thought today. I think I'm going to go Crypto, Rashad, Q. So, Crypto, go ahead.
Good discussion, Stephen D. Everything was all nice and cordial on Wild Out Wednesdays.
It was a crazy day today.
As always, it's crazy. The takes on the team, the draft, and once again, all things eventually leads to punching down at the previous administration, the flow and all that. So it doesn't help the current people that's here now to try to find inventive, creative ways to figure out how to make flow the spawn of Satan. But that's not going to work because now he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. So why are we worried about somebody that's on the Steelers when we have to play them? Well, you don't think he's going to have incentive to freaking crush us when once that matchup comes later this season? But hey, what do I know? But hey, we just got to do what we do as Dolphins, because I think it was Q. Yeah, Q made up a good point I was going to bring up about the whole thing of no team in the last 20 years, no coaching had the benefit of having all three phases correct. So until that coach comes, then he will remain to be our coach. Mm-hmm. Nobody has got all three of them together correctly at the same time in the same season. So Flores ain't did nothing no different than the previous coaches we had prior after Don Shula. So he's in the same boat. So as of right now, McDaniel's in the same boat until he proves it. If he comes out and only gets our offense right and our defense falls apart, we're still in the same boat by definition. So, until they get them all three phases of the game right, and at least get it to the point where if you don't get one phase, one is so superior that you can overcome it, like Andy Reid did a couple of times in Kansas City, where his defense was just slightly above average and he still was able to overcome it because he had a superior offense. We never had that benefit here. Well, one was so superior that it can overcome the lack of the other phase. So I don't
Crypto,
are you
Brian Flores? Are you Brian Flores, really? They said your Flores burner account. Is it true? Say it ain't so, Crypto.
Yeah, man. I'm busted, man. I'm Flores's burner account, man. You got me.
All right, Crypto. I appreciate it, man. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Love having you on.
No problem, man.
Be good. All right, Rashad, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. Just like to say thank you for having me. Shout out to everybody who came up today. I'm trying to get us all together on the same page. We are a family, or how you would say it, family.
Family.
We are a family. We butt heads, yes, love all y'all at the same time, but it is what it is. End of the day, we gonna root for this team regardless, y'all. Whoever sucks, I'm rooting for them to get better at the end of the day. So yeah, fins up. Make sure y'all donate. Make sure y'all subscribe. And yeah, until next time.
Until the next time, Batman. Be good, Rashad. May the
see ya.
4th be with you. All righty. All righty. I cut him off. Q, my God, Q, do you know why I made you the final person of the day?
Okay, got MF Doom on the screen.
I made you the final person of the day. Because what I try to do, it doesn't always work that way, but what I try to do is whoever the final person of the day is means that they were my favorite of the day, which means everybody else, they suck today. You were awesome today, Q. You were absolutely awesome. I know I'm not supposed to put other people down when I'm putting somebody up, but you know what? Forget the rest of those guys. They don't know nothing compared to you, Q. Go ahead, Q. Final thought of the day, sir.
Man, that's just I'm gonna say this. Love our team, man. We gonna keep rooting for this team no matter what reigns, lead us or no, whatever the case may be. We're gonna root for this team. We always gonna have differences of opinion, but we always gonna love this team. Just like Rashad said, we're a family. We gonna butt heads. We gonna argue, but we always gonna rock them colors, man. I'm gonna go to every home game I can go to. And I met you before, Steven, but I didn't know who you were.
But now you know. You're like, oh my God, you're Stephen D. You're kind of a big deal.
I met you.
I'm not blowing my head up at all.
Yeah, but everybody, let's just be kind to each other, man, and stop talking over people. And
rude, right?
If you see somebody on the street in need, help them out, please. That goes a long way, because I remember when I was in a rough place, it took one person to make me realize I can dig out that place. So always be mindful of your surroundings and help others, man. Love yourself and love other people. Thank you.
Love yourself and love other people. I love that, Q. That is a good one. That's a great way to end it. I appreciate you coming on, brother. I enjoyed having you on today.
All right, man. Thank you.
Be good, man. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show is Clock Blockers. We are here each and every weekday. And I love you all. I do. I love y'all. Y'all know how much I love you. Do you all know how much I love you? If you know how much I love you right now in my Robert De Niro voice, hey, look, if you love me and I love you, then we love each other, okay? Okay? It's not a great Robert De Niro impression, but nonetheless, I love y'all. If you think you know how much you love me, donate to the channel right now. Hit the like button and share the link. If you think you know how much I love you and you love me, and we're one big happy family. And a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? All right? I'm just saying, who knows that song? Okay? I have kids. I'm just saying, I'm supposed to know that song. Look, I really do love you all. I enjoy hanging out. I enjoy doing this every morning. I want to keep doing this. It's tough. I have to tell you all, it's tough. Financially, it's tough. Mentally, relationship-wise, it's tough, okay? So I ask you all, from the bottom of my heart, donate to the channel if you're able to. Only if we're financially able to. And, share the link. Those are two things that you guys can help me grow. If you can't do one, do the other, please. If you can do both, great. Okay? If you can do both, great. Because they both mean a lot and they both go such a long way. If you're able to share the link, because the more people that show, let's say you can't donate to the channel, and that's fine if you can't. But imagine if you shared it with 10 people, maybe one of those 10 is able to donate, and maybe 7 of those 10 subscribe to the channel. I'm telling you, it's a ladder, and it's connecting. It's a bridge, really. It's connecting people, and that's what we need to do in order for this to grow. We need to connect more and more people, more and more Dolphins fans, more and more Miami fans, more and more Heat fans, Panthers, you name it, Canes, all of them. And that's the best part about doing the show, is getting to meet and work with other people. And whether you're from the Bahamas, like my man Sharif, who I love, people from Australia and the Down Under, people from England, people from Germany. I mean, they all support this show. People from Florida, New York, Idaho, Oregon, Maryland. I love you all, and I'm serious when I say that. And I love what Q said today. Love yourself and love other people. Love yourself and love other people. That I like a lot. A lot. So, today was a lot of fun. It was Wildin' Out Wednesday, Mortal Kombat Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. And it was a lot of fun today. The conversations got heated, but it was respectable, I think. It was good times. Please donate to the channel. Share the link. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Become a member if you haven't. Everything is in the link below. Make sure you check that out. And I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Throwback Thursday. Tomorrow should be a lot of fun. Hey, just to let you all know, follow me on Twitter at StephenDSKPL. If you're not following me up there, go follow me. Okay? Go follow me. And go rewatch last night's video. It was a lot of fun. Dolfan chat with all the ladies of Dolfan Nation. Okay? I love you all. I will see you all tomorrow. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Peace.